Okay, so we're gonna start out with questions before we get into class. See if y'all have any questions on any topic, like we always do. Send the link out, and we'll wait till brothers and sisters get online a little bit. So, do y'all have any questions? Anybody? La, Elizabeth.
I was asking Ryan, how come the facilities are different? How come we don't? How come the facilities are different?
That's just the way it's made. That's the salute we made up. That ain't in the Bible. We just salute each other in the name of Christ. That's the most important thing. We bless each other in the name of Christ. So it's it's just why did we make it different? One for the brothers, one for the sisters. But there's really no big deal with what they. It's just you're still getting blessed. Was that it? How you doing, sis?
Good.
You good? So does anybody have any other questions? Huh? Please. Huh? Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Earlier this week, I was asked the question: are the Gentiles wrapped in, or are they cut off? Can they be saved, or what?
It's promised to the Gentiles that they go in slavery. There's so many scriptures on what was promised to them. Go to Isaiah 60, I think it is. So if y'all just tuned in, the sister's question is on the Gentiles. And could somebody, could you get my bag out the trunk out? The question is about the Gentiles, could they be saved? Well, let's look at some basic scriptures. It's open. Let's look at some basic scriptures. And the reason I'm going Old Testament is because what was promised, from the Old Testament, that never happened. This is what we have to take into account because we have a lot of people that want to disannul the Old Testament. You can't just do that. It didn't open? Yeah. So I think it's Isaiah 60, yeah. Somebody go there for me. 1.
Verse 1. Isaiah chapter 60 and verse 1.
Yeah.
Arise, shine, let thy light, for thy light is come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. But the Lord shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee.
Right.
And the Gentiles shall come to thy light.
Right, so this is a prophecy. The Gentiles was going to come to the light. It was going to come to the light of Israel, right? Go ahead.
And the kings to the brightness of thy rising.
Okay. Quatazat, did you get that? Because I hate when brothers is trying to send texts out and then and trying to read. Go ahead, let's try it again. Where we at?
Isaiah 60,
verse 3.
Isaiah chapter 60 and verse 3.
Mm-hmm.
And the Gentiles shall come to thy light,
Mm-hmm.
and the kings to the brightness of thy rising. Lift up thine eyes round about and see. All they gather themselves together, they come to thee. Thy son shall come from far, and thy daughter shall be nursed at thy side.
Right, so remember, this is a prophecy. Now, this same scripture was quoted in the New Testament, right? Now, we're reading it in context, though, because that's why I started from verse 1. The Gentiles, see, the Gentiles will come to that light. They can be saved. It's going to tell you how they're going to be saved. Go ahead.
Verse Verse 5.
Uh-huh.
Then thou shalt see and flow together.
Right, and this is talking about us. It says, lift up thine eyes round about and see, all they that gather themselves together, they come to thee. Thy sons shall come from far, and thy daughters shall be nursed at thy side. Why? Because we're scattered everywhere. We're going to be taken out of all the nations. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 5. Then thou shalt see and flow together.
Right.
And thine heart shall fear.
Yeah, it's going to be so beautiful that the anxiety and the feeling of Israel uniting together, the fear is going to be there because we're going to see it all come to pass. You know, this is where the Most High says, here's the patience and faith of the saints. This is what we wait for. Go ahead.
Then thine heart shall fear and be enlarged.
Right.
Because the abundance of the seed shall be converted unto thee.
Right. All nations is going to be converted to us, to Israel. See, go ahead.
The forces of the Gentiles shall come unto thee.
Read.
The multitude of camels shall cover thee.
Right.
And
the dromedaries
of
Midian
and Ephah.
Mm-hmm.
All they from Sheba shall come. They shall bring gold and incense,
Mm-hmm.
and they shall show forth the praise of the Most High.
Right.
All the flocks of Kedar shall be gathered together unto thee.
Mm-hmm.
The rams of Nebaioth shall minister unto thee. They shall come up with acceptance on mine altar.
Yeah, see, so they're going to come and they're going to give themselves. Yes, all nations, a lot of these nations are going to be in the kingdom. The Most High is not going to destroy everybody. Why? Because then, as we read down, how would our kingdom be built? So all nations ain't going to be destroyed, right? So they are going to make it into the kingdom, right? Just like we made it in their kingdom, right? See, but where are we at in the kingdom? Bottom. Thank you. We at the bottom, right? So this is what the Most High is going to do to all the nations. Go ahead.
And I will glorify the house of my glory.
Right.
Verse 8. Who are these that fly as a cloud and as the doves to their window?
Right. That's talking about Israel. Because how is the Most High going to deliver us? He's going to deliver us with what you call UFOs. The Most High calls chariots, right? Clouds, whirlwinds. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 9. Surely the isles shall wait for me,
Mm-hmm.
and the ships of Tarshish first, to bring thy sons from far.
But not everybody. This is a point that High Priest Yeshua was going over with me. Not everybody. This deliverance that's going to happen is going to be in America. The Most High is going to beam everybody out because Babylon is going to be destroyed. I went over that with y'all, right? But then we have other brothers and sisters that are scattered in other places. The Most High is going to bring them on ships. This is what he's saying here. Go ahead.
Their silver and their gold with them, unto the name of the Most High, thy God.
Yeah, everything's going to be converted to Israel. We're going to, all the gold in Fort Knox and everything hidden, the Jews and everything that the so-called white man raped, robbed, murdered, stole, hid, the real money, that's all going to be given to the sons of the Most High. Go ahead.
And to the holy ones of Israel, because he hath glorified thee.
You see that? So this is what we're fighting for. Be not deceived. You understand? What we're fighting for, and what we're going through this for. Go ahead and come on those out. What we're going through this for. Be not deceived. The Most High has something set up for the nation of Israel that you can't even imagine. That's why he said, for the present suffering isn't compared to the glory that's going to be revealed in us. So our little trials and tribulation and persecution and betrayals and people, fakeness and, people not really dedicated to the Most High and you there having to suffer and stay diligent, keep doing it because the Most High has something prepared for you. Go ahead.
Verse 10.
Mm-hmm.
Isaiah chapter 60 and verse 10.
You see how I started from verse 1. Why? Because now you're going to read the chapter in its full context. And this is where a lot of brothers and sisters don't do. Right? And this is how you're going to get a lot of people's questions. You're going to get them out the way. Because you're going to show them, well, they'll go to the New Testament and say, look, the Gentiles shall come to that light. Well, Let's go to where he quoted that from, and let's see what they were talking about. Right? Read.
Isaiah 60 and 10.
Uh-huh.
And the sons of the strangers shall build up thy walls.
So they're going to make it to the kingdom to do what?
Build up thy walls.
There it is. The Gentiles shall come to thy light. They're going to build up the walls of Israel. Now, another point High Priest Yeshai clarified was that not Jerusalem, because Jerusalem, the Most High, is actually, this city is already prepared. This city is already prepared in the fourth dimension. He said, so the walls they're going to build up is everything besides Jerusalem. Because the scriptures also tells you that nothing filthy, nothing wicked will enter into the kingdom. Right? So the only ones that's going to enter into that kingdom is the chosen and the righteous. You understand? So these nations, they're going to build up the walls, but outside of Jerusalem. They're going to build up the world for us, how we want it. Go ahead.
And their kings shall minister unto thee.
Their what?
Their kings shall minister unto thee.
Yeah, so little Hillary Clinton, she's going to be your nursing maid. She's going to be your servant, your butler. The butler, they want to do the butler. She's going to be the maid now. So yeah, they are going to make it to the kingdom. So the Most High is not just going to eradicate them. If he eradicated all nations, then who's going to do the work? But putting into context, them coming into the kingdom, what they're going to be doing. They're not going to be sitting there with the chosen, with the righteous, and taking in the glory and the salvation, because the salvation is promised to you. It's promised to Israel, the 12 tribes. It's there somewhere. Y'all know what I mean. Go ahead.
There's a lot here.
Yeah.
For in my wrath I smote thee.
Right?
But in my favor I have had mercy on thee.
Yeah, because the Most High smote us. He whooped us. Right? He destroyed us. Put us in the ghettos and the slums. The last eye of the first fire. Even like the class I'm going to go over tonight. He whooped you so hard. He whooped the women so hard that they don't even know what a woman is. Just like he whooped the man. He whooped the man so hard, we don't even know what a real man is until we find his knowledge. Go ahead.
Verse 11. Therefore thy gates shall be open continually.
Right.
They shall not be shut day nor night.
Why? Read.
That men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles.
There it is. I mean, that's why I love this chapter. You just got to start from verse 1 and read all the way through, because it brings everything in order and shows what it means in the New Testament when it's quoted. When he says the Gentiles shall come to their light, yeah, they're going to come to the light. A lot of them are going to come to this knowledge. A lot of them are going to accept this knowledge, right? But that's not going to change what the Most High has for them, prepared for them. Think about it. Isaiah, Ezekiel, Jeremiah, righteous men. Did they go into captivity in Babylon? Yes. Go read Isaiah. Go read Jeremiah. Isaiah was prophesying that Israel was going to be whooped. Jeremiah was prophesying that Israel was going to be. The Most High didn't just pick them up in the chariot and say, "Okay, you're righteous." No, they had to go in captivity in hell too. Isaiah was sawed in half. You understand? These prophets, these apostles were there in that hell. So now the white man gets a pass? The Gentiles get a pass? It don't work like that. Whatsoever man soweth, that shall he also reap. They have to reap what they've done over the generations and their ancestors, just like us. So you can't take it personal. We all got a holy ass whipping from God. These are the sons of God. You're a son of God. That means when they came over to the island, the Spanish came over to the island of Hispaniola, the conquistadors, they took the babies and bashed them against trees. They cut off the women's breasts. Now that's what the Spanish-speaking tribes, right? I mean, what happened when they came over here to the Americas and conquered the Native Americans? Scalping didn't come from us. The white man started that. and we just repay them back with it, and we start getting better at it.
Perfection.
You know what I mean? So this is what they were doing to us. You understand that? So this people gotta understand it's not personal, it's biblical. Whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. Yes, we're black folks, Hispanic folks that take joy in the payback, but vengeance is the Lord's. You see what I'm saying? The tribe of Judah. Do we have to say what happened to Judah? The slave ships being eaten up by crocodiles, thrown over, shitting, defecating, peeing on each other on those ships, being taken off those ships, sold, beat, whipped. Come on now. Right? So when I look at this, you see, Christianity wants to make it seem like everybody gets a pass. Well, why did the sons of God get a pass? Why did Isaiah get a pass? Jeremiah get a pass? Why did these servants of the Most High get a pass? Because we had to suffer as a nation. You understand? We had to suffer as a people. That's what's coming to them. Go ahead.
Isaiah 60 and verse 11.
Go ahead.
Therefore thy gates shall be open continually. They shall not be shut day nor night.
Right.
That men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles.
Yeah, the forces of the Gentiles are going to be brought to us. Their women, their children is going to be our slave. Their women is going to be our concubines. The Most High is going to have all these nations serving us. Just like right now, Hugh Hefner sits up in his mansion. Let a black man get more than one woman. They be like, well, you're a pimp, you're this, you're that.
That's big of me.
But but Hugh Hefner, old ass white dude, he can sit there and bring 3 little petite white women with fake breasts around him, and nobody got nothing to say.
That's not happening.
That's half, right?
That's not.
Hey, I respect him though. In my high voice. You know what I mean? I respect him. I mean, I'm not hating. This is his kingdom, right? This is the white man's kingdom. You suppose. And that's why the white man, a lot of them, they're coming to terms and they're like, wait a minute, we're being cheated. We're being, you're not following the Constitution. We're supposed to all reap these benefits. But the high elite, the 1% are like, no, we cut your ass out a long time ago. You know what I mean? America was built on get it. You know what I mean? Get it. You know what I mean? So the high elite, you know what I mean? As you look at, 20s, 30s, 40s, as they set up the Senate and the Congress and the banking system. What is it called again?
The Reserve.
The Reserve. When they set up the Federal Reserve, that was all planned. Now we're cutting out all our people. We're going to make our own people servants. Why? Because you reap what you sow. Remember, those are the ancestors of the ones that was whooping us. They cut out their own people. Now their own people in the year 2015 are realizing that there are a rat in the maze, just like the black man, the Mexican man, and they're saying we weren't supposed to be treated like the niggas. Like the spicks, the wetbacks, the border jumpers, the coons, the big lip, watermelon eating, spear chucking, wide nose, beating all the white man's ear. Yeah. You understand? They're realizing, wait a minute, we're being treated like them. This wasn't supposed to happen, right? So that you see how you reap what you sow. It's coming right back on them. Nobody's gonna get away from king. Supreme to the lowest man, you're going to pay for what you do. You understand that? Right. So this is why we have to keep working hard, because we've already caught hell. Why would you want to catch hell? Be in the ghettos and the slums, the last high of the first fire. See your family, mama, daddy on welfare, crack dope, work 90 years old and die broke. And then suffer after. Like, I would rather put my chips on this than on this Kmart kingdom. You know what I mean? I would rather put my faith in the Most High, right? So, read on.
That men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles,
right?
And that their kings may be brought.
Mm-hmm.
For the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish.
Yep. What's going on here? Slavery, servitude, right? Isaiah 14.
Yeah, 14 and 2.
No, jump to
Oh, that's
21.
yeah, that's
Isaiah.
49 and 23. There's some problems.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's Isaiah 49:23. We're gonna go to Isaiah 14. I'm not gonna take the whole class for this point. Your question though.
Isaiah chapter 49 and verse 23.
Yeah. Isaiah 49:23. Go ahead.
And kings shall be thy nursing fathers,
Uh-huh.
and their queens thy nursing mothers.
Go ahead.
They shall bow down to thee with their face towards the earth.
Yeah. So all their ex-presidents, they're going to come bowing to the nation of Israel. They're going to be your servants. They're going to be your slaves. Not because I said, not because we're a hate group. It's just that's what's promised.
Biblical.
It's biblical.
And that's how I've been perceived as you just joined this hate group? What's
Yeah.
going on? And I'm
Like, listen.
oh, I'm reading the Bible.
Yeah,
I'm
like,
reading the Bible.
do I really have to expound on this? No, I don't. Really, you can go read it yourself. They shall come bending to thee. Like, what deep breakdown do I have to go? All I got to just show you is how they're going to bend, right? Or expound on that, right? How did we bend? This is self-explanatory. You don't have to be deep in the scriptures 25 years to understand this. All you got to do is just, the chapter, this has to be brought to your attention. And this ain't brought to our attention in church. Oh, that's not that's done away with. Like, really? So all the promises, everything the Most High promises is done away with? Hell no. No. This is a promise that the Most High has set forth. Shalom. Right. So go ahead and read that Isaiah 49:23 one more time.
Isaiah chapter 49 and verse 23.
Right.
And kings shall be thy nursing fathers,
Uh-huh.
and their queens thy nursing mothers.
Go ahead.
They shall bow down to thee with their face towards the earth,
So you see that? Go ahead.
and lick up the dust of thy feet.
Then we're gonna do what?
Lick up the dust of thy feet.
They don't want to hear that. You know why? Because they're on that fake Christianity. Listen, you reap what you sow. I mean, even the spiritualists know karma, right? So now karma doesn't apply to them. Like you got to be out of your mind. And this is what Christianity holds back, and they're not going to tell people that because now you have to put all these other scriptures in perspective. See, the kingdom of heaven is promised to the sons of the Most High, right, and the righteous ones at that, right. So jump back to Isaiah 60.
Isaiah chapter 60 and verse 12.
Go ahead.
Isaiah 60 and 12.
Uh-huh.
For the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish.
Y'all get that? That's it. Period. You know what that means? That they won't get a choice. They're not going to get the kingdom of heaven that's going to be set up through the sons of God, the Israelites. The nations are not coming in there like, oh, we're part of it and we get a choice. He's saying it. If you don't bow, you're gonna be put to death. Right? Christ said it himself. He said it himself. Those mine enemies that will not I reign over them, bring them hither and slay them before me. Right? What?
I just had the scripture to go with that.
Yeah, yes, sir.
It's Isaiah chapter 54 and verse 17.
Isaiah chapter 54,
verse 17.
Verse 17.
Read that.
No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper.
So no weapon is going to be formed that's going to prosper against Israel in that day. You understand? Nobody's going to come and try to battle. They're going to come to serve. Read.
And every tongue that shall rise against thee.
And everybody who even thinks about saying something opposite of what everybody's subject to do. Read.
In judgment thou shalt condemn.
Boom. You see that? That's how deep it is. Like you're not even gonna utter words. Like you ain't gonna be marching up to be in the servitude and say, man, this is bullshit. No, okay, what'd you say? Okay, fall out. Come over here. Bang. Yeah, there is no option.
Yeah.
Ain't gonna fall out.
Listen.
No, yeah.
Listen. When we came out of Israel, or when we came out of Egypt, right? It said not even a dog wagged his mouth against us. You understand?
Yeah.
So like no animal, no creature, not even a human being can stand up against the Most High and His people.
Yeah. That's cool. That's cool, man. No, that's on point, man. Go ahead. Read back in Isaiah 60.
Isaiah 60 and verse 12.
Uh-huh.
For the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish.
Uh-huh.
Yet those nations shall be utterly wasted.
Yeah. Go ahead.
The glory of Lebanon shall come unto thee. The fir tree, the pine tree, and the box together, to
Right.
beautify thy place of my sanctuary.
Yeah. Because the sanctuary is going to be the earth. We're going to rule the earth, right? So that's just one, and that's the main one. Why do I go there first? Because it says the Gentiles shall come to that light. Now, real quick, we go to Isaiah 14, just on this point. I mean, we can go all night on this point, sis. This is one of those points where I just, you sit and this is the patience and faith of the saints. But it's like this is what we all wait for, We wait for this. But I wanted to get some. Go to Isaiah 14 and read verse 1. Read that.
Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 1.
Uh-huh.
For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel,
Right.
and set them in their own land.
Right. So, future prophecy. Isaiah 60 didn't happen. It's going to happen. Future prophecy. So for them to say that the Most High's word is shut, that's done away with, the Most High said His word don't go out void. Right? He promised this. You can't just pick and be like, oh, that's not going to happen. It happened to us. Right? So these are the things that, see, what happens is you have to rethink everything then. You have to rethink what salvation is and understand that salvation was promised to the ones that needed to be saved. You understand? You go to look at Babylon. Let's go, you know what? Let's take it back to Egypt. The Israelites were promised salvation, right? They were in Goshen, slaves, right? The Egyptians, what happened to them? Were they delivered or destroyed? You see that? Like, look at the history on how the Most High deals. The Most High is not gonna. The only reason they are going to be preserved is for what, according to Isaiah 60? Slavery. This makes it a little more clear. Isaiah 14, read it.
Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them.
So the strangers are going to be there. The nations are going to be there. To do what? Read.
And they shall cleave to the house of Jacob.
So, yeah, absolutely. They're going to be amongst us. So all the Israelites that, has a phobia for the nations, Most High not just going to, everybody's gone and the Israelites are there to themselves. Where's the fun in that? You understand? There has to be nations so you can sit and say and look at them and say, remember me? Remember me, the nigga? Huh? The watermelon eating fried chicken, right? This is what they have to get that. Go ahead.
Verse 2.
Uh-huh.
And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Most High for servants.
For what?
For servants.
For what?
For servants.
Right.
And handmaids.
There you go. The new Aunt Shemamas, right? The new Aunt Shemamas is gonna be the I don't want no old hags. Clinton ain't gonna be up in my house. Clinton ain't gonna be up in my house. I'm gonna have all prime servants. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Of every nation. I was looking for the other one. Somebody find me that one in the New Testament where that's quoted. The Gentiles shall come to that light. Go ahead, read on. Read on in there. Read on.
And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were.
Yeah, there it is. Revelations 13, 9, and 10. Like I said, says this topic, we can go all day with this. Revelation 13, 9, and 10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Right? 1 Thessalonians 1 and 6. Or 2 Thessalonians 1 and 6. It says, it's a righteous thing to recompense tribulation unto them that trouble you. Right? There's so many scriptures, chapters. You could write down Isaiah the 65th chapter. Isaiah the 60th chapter we just touched on. Isaiah the 14th chapter. All these chapters, and there's more. There's more. Those are just the ones off my head. You know, that specifically point out what's going to happen to the Gentiles and the other nations. Right? Go ahead, read on.
Whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors.
They shall what?
Rule over their oppressors.
This didn't happen. So for you to try to cut that out and be like, oh yeah, that's not. You're saying in the promise of the Most High, he just said that? You're just saying things now? No, this promise has to come to pass. We're going to rule over our oppressors. Go ahead.
And it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow.
Right, and it goes on. It goes on. It says you could go through that whole chapter. Right? So, I mean, like I said, I didn't want to go all the way in that topic because we can go the whole class really on that point. Brothers and sisters, if y'all online, we're just dealing with questions. If y'all have any questions, now is the time. Is anybody on there asking questions on YouTube? Okay. If not, I'm going to go ahead and go into my class. Did you find that other scripture? No, there's another one. There's another one in the New Testament.
There's is it in Revelation?
I thought it was another, yeah. Oh, what's the question? We'll find that one though. I'll find it. What?
1 Samuel 28. Can you explain it? I'm trying to understand how the wizard was able to wake up Samuel if Samuel was a righteous person. Aren't wizards or mediums wicked?
Oh yeah. Well, how they were able to do it. The point when the Most High said not to deal with soothsayers and tarot card readers and necromancers. The point is not that they're not knowing what they're doing. There is a way through the left-hand side to tap into that. There's a way to tap into those demons and to get connected with Satan. There is a way. That's why he said don't do it. It wasn't that it's not real. It's real. But it's the real wrong way to do it. So what was the point? The point was to show Saul, and she's referring in Samuel 28, or whoever asked the question is referring to Samuel 28 when Saul went to a witch and to bring Samuel up, right? Because Samuel was dead. So Saul was desperate. He was desperate at the time because he couldn't speak to the Most High. Samuel had cut him off. Samuel had died. There was no prophets connecting him to the Most High like that. So he went to the left-hand side. So once again, and I really don't want to go take the whole class on this, but just to answer your question, is that it's a way to connect that way to the left-hand side. Remember, Satan, demons, they're real. But the Most High told us not to deal with that side. He told us to deal with the right side, which is through him, through the prophet, through prayer, right? And that's how we connect it. Because brothers, prophets raise people from the dead too. They call that soul right back in. Elisha, Elijah, they call that soul right back in, right? Remember when in Matthew 17, it might be Matthew 17 or 7, when they went up to the mount and Christ transfigured and you had Elijah and Moses there. So it happened, but they did it in the right. They didn't go to Satan. They didn't go to the negative angels to do this. They went to the Most High, right? So there is a way to tap in that side. So why did it happen, or why did the Most High let it happen? To show how off Samuel was. Saul. To show how off Saul was. So that's why that happened, because Samuel himself says, Samuel himself checked him, like what is your problem? What? Yeah, he's like, what's your problem? You know, so, I mean, for all y'all that are familiar with the chapter, that's really the synopsis of the chapter, what I just said. You know, I don't want to take it too deep into that because I want to start this class. Yeah.
I was going to say, I think the scripture you were looking for was Revelation 21 and 24.
The Gentiles will come to heaven?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe that is it. Maybe that is it. But hopefully I answered that question. The reason why, because the Most High was going to show Saul how much more he was off. Is it possible? Of course it's possible. It's possible to deal with a witch and bring demons around you. Oh yeah. So that's why the Most High said don't do that. Because you'll pull, you know, all these movies are real. The Exorcist. I just finished watching one. It was the possession of something, you know, where this guy, he went around trying to prove how possession was fake. And those demons jumped right on him.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, he started, I forgot the name.
No, that's possession. That's possession.
It was called possession?
Yeah, because his wife had died.
Yeah.
And he wanted to prove that it was all fake.
Yeah, that all fake, the afterlife and spirits were fake. He started doing the ceremonies and doing the customs and everything, and those demons jumped on him hard. So it is real. It is real. So we have to obey the commandment not to deal with that side. Okay? Any other questions?
I was going to say that's like Christ told the lady at the well. He said, you know what you worship, because you got to understand it's basically the same thing you just said. There is a left side, and they're still connected to the Most High.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. All right. Any other questions?
Wow.
None? Okay. So let's go into this class. You know, time flies. It's already 8 o'clock. And we're gonna talk about what is a wicked woman and how to stay away from that mind. And I'm not, you know, it's funny because, you know, every class is different, but I'm not going to go into this class the way we usually do, is right into the scriptures on a wicked woman. I'm going to, first of all, I want you to go to Ecclesiastes 26, verse 14. So, you know, what is a wicked woman and what does the Most High want a woman to stay away from? The scripture I just quoted was Ecclesiastes 26, verse 14. We're going to go there first. Ecclesiastes 26, 14. You sold them all?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, okay. Ecclesiastes 26, verse 14.
You got one in there? Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Ecclesiastes 26. Yeah, we're in this book right here. Okay. 26 and 14. Ecclesiastes chapter 26 and verse 14.
Yeah.
A silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord.
And which is true. But how many think like that? How many think that a woman is a woman when she's silent?
No one thinks that.
Nobody. You understand? So I'm going to show with these scriptures how far your mind is from really understanding what you're supposed to be as a woman. Okay, so, you know, we're going to be touching on women's scriptures, but this is for brothers too. Because brothers have to understand, are you engaged or are you communicating with a wicked woman? These are the tell signs to know what type of woman you're dealing with. These are the tell signs to know if you're a wicked woman. These are the tell signs to know that you have issues and you have to work them out. And the Most High hates this. The Most High hates this type of woman. Okay? So read that one more time. Ecclesiastes 26, verse 14.
Ecclesiastes chapter 26 and verse 14.
Right?
A silent and loving woman is a gift of the Most High.
All right?
And there is nothing so much worth as a mind well instructed.
Think about that. And there is nothing so much worth. I want y'all to pay attention to this scripture. It's a great worth for a woman that's willing to be instructed. A woman that her mind is willing to be instructed in what? The scriptures. Mind you, me and Ariana didn't sit down. You understand? So we have to do our ISBHPK disclaimer that we did not sit down and write these scriptures. These scriptures are here for a reason. So as much as respect we give all of our sisters, and this is talking about a wicked woman. Now, if you have some of these attributes, know that you need to check yourself and you need to cleanse yourself of these. Okay? So a woman, her mind has to be instructed in the Bible, right? Well, what's the first thing anybody, woman or man, coming into the truth they have to understand? For your mind to be instructed, what do you have to understand? Yeah.
You don't know.
That what?
You don't know.
That you don't know. What else? What else? You don't know. That's the first and foremost. This is nothing foreign as an Israelite, as a brother or a sister. To be instructed, you have to understand when you come to the truth, you what? You don't know. Right? The way you were taught was wrong. The way you were programmed, influenced. You understand the reason why you're a zombie is because you were taught wrong. This is the first thing, but we can't get past the first scripture because who thinks about being instructed? A woman really, think about it. If I said to you, you're a woman, I said, you need to be instructed. Like
crazy.
Yeah, think about it. If you tell a woman you need to be instructed, like I don't even have to say, listen, you're wicked, you're off. We don't even have to do that decent. You know what I mean? You don't have to say, you're wicked as hell. Most High said you're a wicked woman. You don't have to do that. You need to be instructed. If I could put my head in the chair, I would. They look at you like, what the hell do you mean be instructed? How many think like this? How many of you women can process this way of thinking? See, write these scriptures down because after, yes, I'm going to expound and edify, but it says what it says. How many of you is willing to be instructed to understand that the Most High don't honor a wicked woman. He's going to destroy that woman. Because in the kingdom, ain't no. You think you're going to be talking to Christ? You think you're going to be talking to angelic beings and all the power that the 144,000 have, right? You think you're going to be going back and forth about opinions?
Oh, wait.
I know it's a fairy tale to some of y'all. Go to Colossians 3:9 real quick.
Oh, but they tell you right now that, I wouldn't do that to Christ. I wouldn't do that right now.
Right.
But you're already rehearsing.
Right. You will do it. You will do it to Christ. He said, if you do this to the least of my brethren, you do it to Christ. He tells you that. How you treat your brother is how you would treat Christ. So if you treat your husband like that, if you treat your brother like that, you will do it to him. So because he said Christ is in you, right? So, but how many women can stomach that? Right? See, and this is where the mind and the battles come from, right? It all comes back down to this. I don't want to be instructed. I don't want to be told, right? Colossians 3:9.
Colossians chapter 3 and verse 9.
So, I'm going here because this is the first step we have to realize, that you have to realize your mind is wrong. The way you think, your emotions are all programmed inside you, right? So read that, Colossians 3:9.
Colossians chapter 3 and verse 9.
Go ahead.
Lie not one to another, seeing that ye have put off the old man with his deeds.
So, a woman coming into the truth, what's the first thing she needs to realize?
She's not herself.
That come as ye are, now change. I seen a sticker like that. It says, come as ye are. Come as ye are, now change. That's what they don't tell you in the church. Right? This is the only way you're going to be instructed. This is the only way you're going to be filled with the Holy Spirit. Do you understand that? This is the only way you're going to be filled with the Holy Spirit, the Holy Ghost, is if you're willing to let the Holy Ghost enter into you. Right? We just talked about demon possession, right? You have to accept those demons. You have to let them in. And a lot of brothers and sisters did. A lot of sisters let those demons right in. Quick! You gave your soul for those. You know what I mean? You were battling with stripping and homosexual behaviors. Like, I don't know if I should do this. When they pass a joint, did you think about it? Like, I don't know. You know what I mean? This is really messing with my spirit. No, you was like, yeah, nigga, let's do this, right? Why is it a battle? Because now you have to replace what you already have in your soul. Right? So, there is nothing so much worth as a mind well instructed. You got to realize that your mind is wrong. Your way is wrong. Your mind state is wrong. That's the first and foremost thing. That's why I put these scriptures in here before we jump right into this. Go to 1 John 1 and 9. A lot of sisters come in. A lot of brothers come in. Let me stick to the sisters. I always like bringing brothers and sisters out, but since tonight it is women's class, a lot of sisters come in, and they come in for the wrong reason.
1 John chapter 1 and verse 9.
They come in for the wrong reason. There is no Israelite buddy system. Just because she gave you a flyer, you're not her friend unless she does the commandments. You're not her friend unless she does the commandments. You understand? I'm rolling with this brother because we're in the same mind and the same judgment. If I start doing crack one day, he's got to cut me off. You understand? He's got to cut me off. That's it. Same thing with him. If he chooses the devil, I got to cut him off. That's just it, simply it. This is not a buddy system. The only way we're buddies, the only way we're brothers, like Christ said, you're my brother, you're my mother, my brothers, those that do the work of the Most High. So why? Why? You're going to understand why I said that to everybody. Because you come in, and you come in with that dude, your man, he come in, and then he's like, I'm something else. You come in with that sister, the sister gave you, and then you realize that you're in and she's gone. How many times that happened? I know brothers that's in the truth, and the brother that brought them in the truth is not in the truth no more.
Yeah.
You understand? So the truth, this ain't no buddy system. Stop coming here with that church mentality. I keep telling y'all. Stop coming with that church mentality. This is serious. And once you get that out of your head, then you start fighting for Christ. But you still have people that come in, sit amongst us, and play the game. They're really not here for the truth. They're here for a man. They're here for the unity or the gathering. They're here for another reason. And they come with that fake and phoniness. And eventually what's going to happen? You're going to be put in a position, in a situation that's going to try you that you're not willing to go for Christ. You know, you start losing family, friends. You know what I mean? You start losing jobs. Why? Because the Most High is going to try you. He's going to see if you're serious or you're fake, right? Y'all understand that? 1 John 1 verse 9.
1 John chapter 1 and verse 9.
Read.
If we confess our sins, he is faithful and just to forgive us.
See, the first thing you have to do is you have to confess. Don't they tell you that in church?
Yeah.
Huh? Well, we talking the same thing, right? The first thing you have to do is confess. The problem is, I can't be instructed. Why? Because I don't have a problem. This is the mind they come in with. I'm fine, nigga. You okay? Yeah, I'm alright. Nigga, you alright? Like, no, you have high demons on you. You're not okay. You're not all right. No, I know. No, you don't know. Sister, calm down. It gets like, it's like a scary movie with some people. It's like, is this really happening? Is this really going down? Why? Because you have to realize that you're not you're not looking in the scriptures. You're coming in class, you will sit here and you avoid out every scripture. You understand that? We're not gonna whoop you. We're not gonna we don't get a whip out back. Like I keep saying, the show we just did on the cable show, this is not a cult. We're not a cult. You're not gonna get whooped. You're not going to get abused. You understand? The Most High is going to deal with you. It said it's a fearful thing to fall in the hands of the Most High. So you coming with that fakeness and I'm only here for this reason or for that reason, you will be revealed. You understand? You will be revealed. I've been in through 20-some years. The trial has never stopped. It stopped for a minute. Most High takes you out of the fire and then puts you right back in. He knows you're willing to give up. Satan comes back and like, nah, he's comfortable. Try him again. Watch. He won't stay consistent. And he comes and dips you right back in that fire. You have to lose this. You have to lose that. You lose a car. You lose a house. You lose a woman. Right? You lose a family. You lose your kids. All over again. I'm like, I've been through 20-some years. It hasn't stopped. Why? Because are you going to give up your life for Christ? You understand that? So you will be revealed. How do you get past the fake and phoniness? Being real with yourself. Looking in the mirror, looking in these scriptures and saying, I am like this. I am an animal. I am a beast. That's how you have to do. And you realize your faults, and then you move on. Listen, that's what grace is for, right? No, if you know how many people want, if lightning hits me right now and lightning never hits, why? Because you got grace. It ain't gonna hit you now. Actually, as a matter of fact, the Most High got something prepared for you in the future. You understand? It ain't gonna happen like that. Y'all see that? You know how you like, dang man, you're like, man, Most High need to check this person, and the Most High's like, nah. I'm going to give him mercy and grace. I'm going to give her mercy and grace just like you got it. That's how it works. So don't be deceived. It ain't going to happen like that. If you walked out right now and start doing crack, getting high, be like, man, I ain't worried about that. I'm going to put on my pants, put on my thong. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go to the mall and walk around in the thong. Let's see what happens. Let's see if God get me. He won't get you. He won't get you right then and there. He might. Somebody might just take a brick and smash you upside your damn head. You know what I mean? You might be walking to the car in your thong and somebody might slide that thong to the side and put a blade in your side. You never know. You never know. But it's all fairy tales until you get your ass whooped by the Most High. You understand? So, yeah, I tell all brothers and sisters this. Because we got brothers and sisters, they leave and they're on Facebook. Oh, we're having fun. Look at us. We're taking selfies and we're not doing what you're doing. Come on. And the Most High is merciful. But the Bible is not a lie. It says, woe be he that putteth his hand to the plow and looketh back. Woe means destruction. So yeah, you take your selfies. You have a blast. You have fun with this world. But trust me, you reap what you sow. You reap what you sow. Nobody's above a check. From me to anybody. You understand that? So, and the Most High is not mocked. That's what the scripture says, right? He is not mocked. You think you're doing that? Listen. And I'm only throwing this in there because how it works. You're not going to get checked if you walk right out the door. You might. Some people, the Most High love you so much, he might say, you know what? Right when you get in that mind, I'm going to spank you. Some people, he lets them ride. He lets them ride. Look at the prodigal son. Right? The prodigal son? What did he let him do? What happened to this guy? The Most High didn't do nothing. He wasted everything. And then he came back. Then he had to be accepted. That might not be all of our case. You understand? That might not be all of our case. So these are some things I want you sisters to take into account, because the scary, like the Most High is gonna whoop you and check you. How about the Most High don't whoop you? How about he lets you just go right back to what you want? The dog returned right back to his vomit. It says 7 more demons get a hold of you, right?
Oh, you know what this.
What?
So the Most High remove that person, or does that person leave out of their own desire? Like
You already know the answer. When any man, it's funny you said that, sister. It's funny, I put this on everything. 3 hours earlier, I thought the exact same question. I was driving, and the scripture hit me and said, you already know that. When a man is drawn away, he's drawn away of his own lust. Let no man say when he is tempted of the Most High. You understand? They're drawn away of their own lust. It says the Most High don't tempt you with evil. So Satan puts it out there, and they what? I want some of that. Well, for whatever reason, what's in their heart, right? Where your treasure is, there will your heart be also, right? So, yeah, you're drawn away by your own lust, right? Let's get back to the point here. The reason why I hit this after Colossians is because I'm not going to put off the old man, because I don't care that I do have an old person. This is just the way I am. Why are you trying to change me? I'm trying to change you because Christ wants you to change. Y'all get that, right? If we weren't to change, it wouldn't say put off the old man and put on the new man and be renewed in the spirit of your mind. It wouldn't say that. It would just say, come as ye are, Jesus loves you. That's it. It don't. You see that? So these are the things we don't take into account. So what's the first step that has to happen? 1 John 1:9. Read that.
1 John chapter 1 verse 9.
Yeah.
If we confess our sins,
Right.
he is faithful
Right.
and just to forgive us our sins.
And that's the problem. You have to come in and you have to confess your faults. You have to see what type of individual you are and work on that. Get help. Not ignore it and act like, well, this is just me. I'm not going to change. Right? I'm not going to change for no one. Mama ain't changed. I'm not changing. I ain't going to change. Doing all the head bobbing, right? You got to change. You're going to change. You're either going to change 8, 10, 15, 20 men later when you're single, 40 years old, and realize that, damn, you've been ran through like a highway, right? Or you're going to change because you got 7 different children from 7 different men. There's something that's going to make you say, I want to stop this. Right? There's something that's supposed to make you change. The Most High will put it on you. Right? You have to confess your faults and see what your problem is. Go ahead.
And is just to forgive us our sins.
Right?
And to cleanse us from all unrighteousness.
You see that? I'm not going to fill my new bottle. I'm not going to fill my new bottle with new knowledge. Why? Because I don't think I have any problems. So a lot of you come here and you get the classes you want in here. We're going to be, like the class we just went over there. We're going to have slaves in the kingdom. That's what a lot of people want to hear. We're going to have slaves. We're going to be lifted up like the angels. We're going to have mansions in outer space. They want to hear that.
Very true.
Yeah, they want to hear that. But when they hear confess your faults, put off the old man, it's like you go blank. You're like, what did you go over? Huh?
What?
And you start whispering stuff, and you like, y'all need to be listening.
Get distracted by the baby.
Yeah. You need to be listening because this has got something to do with you. Go to Job 33, verse 26. Job 33, verse 26, real quick. Like I said, I didn't want to dive right into the scriptures. I wanted to bring these out because I think a lot of brothers and sisters have this demon, man, that they sit here and they don't confess and say, you know what, I'm that type of individual, and they ride that demon for many years, and eventually you'll be gone anyway. Eventually you'll be gone anyway. So why waste your time? If you ain't going to give yourself sincerely to the Most High, why waste your time? Go ahead.
Job chapter 33 and verse 26.
Uh-huh.
He shall pray unto the Most High,
Right?
and he will be favorable unto him.
And that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to be praying to the Most High, confessing your faults, and the Most High will hear you. Go ahead.
And he shall see his face with joy.
Read.
For he will render unto this man righteousness.
Yeah, he will get, but you have to confess. You have to confess. Read, it's going to show us. Read.
Verse 27. He looketh upon men, and if any say, I have sinned.
Read that one more time.
Job chapter 33 and verse 27.
Right.
He looketh upon men.
Right.
And if any say, I have sinned.
A lot of people don't want to confess. They don't want to realize you're this type. You see what I'm building up, right? I ain't even got into the scriptures yet, right? Because the scriptures is gonna explain it. But you don't realizing it, it's you. You're sitting there like, hey, you ain't talking about me. I ain't like that. That's exactly you. For you saying that. You understand? You have to confess. You have to know what demons you got on you. Read.
And if any say, I have sinned, and perverted that which is right, and it profited me not.
Right. See, you understand what he said? Job dropped it. He said, you have to say, I've sinned, and guess what? All my life, it led me nowhere. It profited me nothing. But the problem is, you have brothers and sisters come to the truth and sitting here like you doing us a favor. We don't get. I love you. I love you. I love my people. I love Israel. But you're not doing us no favor. There could be half a person in here, a midget. And we have to do our job, which is, you know what I mean, which is teach. You understand? This is for you. You know what I mean? And people think like, we're like churches, once again. Like, see, we just go there just to show face. We don't give a damn how you sit here. We care about if you righteously desire the will of the Most High. That's what's going to help us. That's what's going to help our people. You not being fake and phony like the pastors and the preachers and the people in the church. What's the difference if we come here and we're just like them? You understand? You're the same way. What's the difference? That's how I look at myself. I'm like, if I'm going to do the same thing they're doing out there, then what the hell is the difference? That's supposed to come through mistakes and ignorance, not through, yeah, I know I am, and that's just the way it's going to be. Sin now, as you get this now, it's supposed to become through mistakes and ignorance. Don't look at him. You did that. I just mess with you. He can do that. Go ahead, read on.
Job chapter 33 and verse 28. He will deliver his soul from going into the pit.
He will what?
Deliver his soul from going into the pit.
See, and that's all he needs. He needs you to confess. He needs you to say, I'm like this. I do that. You know what I mean? I am messed up. I got to check myself. You know what? Let me go back over these scriptures one more time. And when you sit at home in your own little quiet room, you go right back over them, right? But this is how you get delivered from the pit. The final pit, hell. The other pit can be death, right? Because in that moment of death, he says he only hears the righteous. He says the wicked, he laughs at you. Read.
And his life shall see the light.
Right.
Verse 29.
Y'all see that? Okay, Psalms 32, verse 5. I thought that Job, when I was reading that, I was like, oh man, that Job go hard. Confession. You have to confess. You have to acknowledge your sins. Read that, Psalms 32, verse 5.
Psalms chapter 32 and verse 5.
Right.
I acknowledge my sin unto thee.
And this is what we pray. We pray Psalm 51, or we read Psalms 32 at the end of every class, right? So, because why? This is real. When David sinned, he committed adultery and killed that man's woman. He said, I acknowledge my transgression. He didn't try to cover it. He didn't try to act like he didn't do it. He admitted his fault, right? Go ahead.
I acknowledge my sin unto thee.
Right.
And my iniquity have I not hid.
Right.
I said, I will confess my transgressions unto the Most High.
Right. So I wanted to go there to show y'all that none of these scriptures, no class is going to help you unless you come in here and you get your spirit and you confess. You see you're wrong. You see your... Man, I talk to brothers and sisters, and you can't come into the truth and then are easily persuaded, like, if you don't know you're doing the right thing. If you don't know you're doing the right thing, then what are you doing?
Right.
What are you doing, man? How many of y'all go to college for, to be a lawyer and then realize in the middle of the 7th year, there's a lot of people that do that. And they're out of their mind. You understand? Like, you can't be sitting here. Let the word be true. If you're studying, if you're going over these classes, it should be plain and easy. I was wicked, I was off. That's it. I was wicked, I was off, I was out of the way. That way's not right. What is the thing? What is the problem? The problem is I don't want to change. I don't want to let go. It ain't got nothing to do with I'm more wicked. Listen, we're all wicked. Let's get that one out of the way. Well, I guess I'm so wicked, I'm so off. I guess I might as well just be wicked. No, he said, why would thou die, thou son of man? He said, repent. You understand? So no, this is not for you to just say, you know what, I give up on wicked. It's for you to see why you're fighting. That's why he said that if you just confess. Why do you have to go back and forth with your brain? I'm sure I'm double dutching. The Most High said, if you're lukewarm, he'll spew you out. He said he'd rather you were cold or hot. Pick one. Pick a color. Cold or hot, right? Go ahead. All right, jump from there, go to Ecclesiastes 25, verse 2. So, like I said, I just wanted to touch on those. So as we go over these scriptures, y'all can see and get these scriptures in your bones and realize what you have to work on. Read that, Ecclesiastes 25 and 2.
Ecclesiastes chapter 25 and verse 2.
Right.
3 sorts of men my soul hath, and I am greatly offended at their life.
No. 13. I'm sorry, I don't know why I put that there. 25 and 13.
Ecclesiastes chapter 25 and verse 13.
Right.
Give me any plague,
right,
but the plague of the heart.
Yeah, amen. Give me any plague but the plague of the mind. That plague, once you get that plague of the mind, I mean, it can go many places. You can go crazy. You know what I mean? That hurt, that pain, that anger, right? That resentment. I mean, once that plague gets in your mind, it's over. But go ahead and read on.
And any wickedness.
And any what?
And any wickedness.
Any what?
Any wickedness.
Read.
But the wickedness of a woman.
Why? Why? Why any wickedness? Because the wickedness of a woman. Why?
It's the wickedness.
Because why? Why is the woman? Why is the wickedness of a woman? Because it's shameless. It's disgraceful, right? But when a woman goes wicked, like men can't even lie, right? You catch a nigga quick. A woman, they could be having sex with the dude at the gym, the dude at the coffee shop, the dude at, you know what I mean? And you won't even know.
And be on the phone with you.
And be on the phone with you. Yeah, baby. It's all good.
Not even losing.
I remember when I was like 16, 17, I would meet my real bub at the, at her job. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, in between time, right? Women, they can hide things. So when a woman goes wicked, they go wicked. This is why the Most High is telling you that give me any plague but the wickedness of a woman. And that's why you have to watch what wickedness you entertain. Because when you go, listen, this is a woman's class. You know what I mean? Y'all hear us always go on men and on the brothers. But when a woman goes into wickedness, into the left-hand side, they go. You understand? There's only so much things a man can do sexually, but a woman, you understand? Y'all seen pornography? It can go there. It can go there. And I don't want to get too explicit, but that's one way. Right? In her thought process, that's another way. Right? Why is he pointing this out? Any wickedness but the wickedness of a woman, you got to think about that. So when you let your mind go there, and you let your mind go away from the Most High, how more in depth are you going to be tapped into the left-hand side? First of all, let's get this right. Whose kingdom is this?
Esau.
This is the white man's kingdom, right? Who did he give power to? The woman. But when it comes between the kids, who gets the woman? I mean, who gets the kids? When it comes to, like, you had a fight, cops come, who they going to take to jail?
Man.
The man. Unless the woman admits. But if she lied, let's say if she lied.
The man is gone.
The man is gone. Yeah. Yeah, you got instances that, that a woman go to jail. She'll go to jail and for hitting and beating them up. But it'd be obvious, though. It'd be obvious. Okay, you're psychotic. Like, look at her. She's like, nah, it ain't like punching you when the cops are there. But let her play it off and be like, he hit me first. Okay, come on, you're going. I'm not talking about these instances that you both agree like we both hit each other. I'm talking about a wicked woman, and she lies and says, no, he hit me.
Yeah.
They would take that man to jail. Why? Because this is the white man's kingdom. He's a homosexual, and he puts the women up over men. That's it. So it's easy to tap into wickedness in this kingdom. Everything is there for you. You understand? Everything is set up for the woman to dive deep into that wickedness. You got the better job. You can get paid more. Right? Yeah, you got men that get, when the kids, no, when the pay for kids, what is it?
Child support.
Child support. You have men that, let me get those out of the way for them to act. Hey, you do child support? No, listen. It's geared towards women. You know what I mean? They will lock that damn man up. All that was set up for the man to be broke down. So, can we get this right? Get it right in your mind. This is easy to be wicked as a woman here in America. You understand? For you to tap into that power, nigga, I don't need you. Quick. Why? You get paid. But where does that leave you? Eventually, you do that so many times, where does it leave you? It leaves you alone, and you got what? Bob or your finger, and you don't have a man. Right?
Another woman.
Or another woman. There you go.
You become a lesbian.
So, when the scriptures say the wickedness of a woman, this is what the Most High is talking about. Just think about it. Like, we can sit back and think about how deep a woman can go for in wickedness. And then we could go to the scripture the scripture says from the woman became the beginning of sin. You understand? Then we can go deep into that and talk about that to understand what we're reading here. See? Read on though. Jump to verse 17.
Ecclesiastes 25 and verse 17.
Uh-huh.
The wickedness of a woman changeth her face.
Yeah. The wickedness of a woman doing what?
Changeth her face.
Yeah. How you know she's doing wicked? Look right into her eyes. You see it. Why? The Bible said it. It changes her face. She gets dark. You know what I mean? She gets haughty. You know what I mean? You can see a woman that's warped already. Because that's what they do. You have sisters that contact and look at a brother, but you have those ones that's warped. They look at you and they're looking in your soul. Like, nigga. Like, I would have you bow down to this. You gonna serve me. Right? They look at you like that. And you like, and the righteous man, we looking at him like, spooky. Right? Go ahead, verse 17.
Verse 17. The
Uh,
wickedness of a woman changes her
it
face.
changes her face. She can put on the dress. She can put on the head cover. But her mind, what's captivated and control her mind, right? You can see it right on her. Right? How she looks, how she talks. We're going to get into all that. Go ahead.
And darkeneth her countenance.
And do it what?
And darkeneth her countenance.
Yeah, you see these porn stars, man. You see these sisters that have been abused. Look at poor Rihanna, man. I used to like Rihanna. Remember when she came out, she had that fresh, you could tell, like, it was like wholesome. Now she's just a ratchet little twerking hood rat that let like half of LA just run through her. And it's like, you can see it right in her face, and it's like, this is why Chris Brown hit her, and everybody around her told her, nigga, you don't need him. You got your own. You Rihanna. Just like every other thing, it don't happen. She got money, it happened, but it happens to you. And instead of saying, listen, do you love this man? He's jacked up too. You're both jacked up. Well, how do you get this right? So you won't be a little slut running around and popping everybody every week, right? Or at least looking like it. I don't know. Maybe she could be a down low Christian, right? Don't look like it to me, but right?
Somebody got it?
Yeah.
She like the sound the same.
Yeah. She don't even care. She doesn't even care, right? So the wickedness of a woman change her face and darken her countenance like sackcloth. Go ahead.
Verse 18. Her husband shall sit among his neighbors, and when he heareth it, shall sigh bitterly.
Yeah, because her husband didn't pick right. Give you your shy laugh. Her husband didn't pick right. So guess what? You got you a hood rat. Her husband didn't pick right, so he got him a hood rat.
Said he sighs bitterly. That means he's like he hears her. He hears her in the street. He's at his neighbor's house.
Yeah.
He hears her loud mouth. He's like, God.
Yeah, he's like, man, wow. And that's why you see a lot of these brothers, they be in the mall. They be like, come on, man, you're not smoking that. She's the one that be like, no, you're not buying it. You're not buying it. You're not buying it. It's like, damn, you don't care? You know why you don't care? Because you got some old dummy that will dip into somebody that got like cellulite all over their thighs and back and forehead. And these niggas don't care. They figure it's a hole. I'm sticking in there. These niggas don't care about nothing. They don't put no standards.
No value.
So now it's like, yeah, no value. It's like, now it's just like anything. Like, it's like, you think, okay, she's like 4'10" in weight, and she ain't got no humility. No, the big ones. Yeah, it's like, damn, you don't look in the mirror and say, damn, I gotta be humble, right? You already know the slim ones are gonna be a little prideful, but you got the big ones out here in Houston. It's like, they got 50 rolls of meat and there's no humility. Why? Because when that wickedness takes over a woman, they don't give a damn. You know, some of us like, you know what, man, I'm going to get me a big girl. You know what I mean? I'm going to give me somebody that's humble.
Right.
They be like, no! The big chicks, right? So you're on an even plane with that. Let me tell y'all. You're on an even plane. You might as well get something that actually looks to your standard. And I'm not saying brothers can't like big women. I'm just saying that, you know, listen, there's big and then there's big. Right? There's big and there's unlawful. Like what is not going to be in the kingdom. You think that's going to be in the kingdom? No. The Most High, you're like that because the America, the food, the being unhealthy. You understand? So I'm not picking on big women. What I'm saying is that you would think that this, you know, you're like, okay, I don't have to deal with the little skinny, prideful hood rat. I'm gonna go get me somebody big. It don't work like that. That haughty mind that wicked mind, when it takes hold of that woman, it don't matter how big she is, how slim she is. When that influence is on them, it takes over them, right? So, read on.
Ecclesiastes chapter 25 and verse 19.
Mm-hmm.
All wickedness.
Her husband shall sit among his neighbors, and when he heareth her, he sighs bitterly. Go ahead.
Verse 19. All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman.
Now, do we have to expound again how deep a woman can go wicked? I know somebody that was cheating on somebody. I know a woman that was cheating on sleeping with her cousin's husband. And her cousin never found out. The whole time. Yeah. The whole time. She was sleeping with her cousin's husband. And her cousin never found out. That's how good a woman is. See, men, we over here, we gonna mess up some way. We gonna mess it up. We be like, yeah, I'm dipping out. Oh, you changing drawers? Oh, you doing your hair? You like, you're doing something, right? They pinpoint you quick, right? You trying to go to the gym more? You know what I mean? You trying to work out that one arm? Right?
Why you take a shower always like when you get
right, like now all of a sudden you taking more showers? What you trying to smell good for, right? Giveaway. Women? No.
Same thing.
Same thing. Every time. Next you know, she's like, I'm leaving. What? What happened? Nothing. Won't even tell you. What happened? What's going on? Nothing. I just can't do this no more. Wow. Okay. Okay. All right. Well, all wickedness is little to the wickedness of a woman. Remember, this is a wicked woman we're talking about. Go ahead.
Let the portion of a sinner fall upon her.
So we have to ask ourselves as men, where do you stand? You understand? How did you choose her? Maybe you deserve that. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 20.
Uh-huh.
As the climbing up a sandy way is.
Now, I want y'all to pay attention. I want you to pay attention here. Go ahead.
As the climbing up a sandy way is to the feet of the aged.
Right? So an old man going up a sandy hill. Go ahead.
So is a wife full of words to a quiet man.
So this woman that is full of what?
Full of words.
What does that mean to y'all?
Don't shut up. She's nice.
She just what? Right? She don't have to be. It's good. We're gonna go into the loud ones, but she just like you say apple, I say banana. You say pear, I say peach. You're like, you want me to do what? No, I don't want to do it like that. Wait, it's like that's not. That's why the first scripture was. Let me scroll back up here. It says 26:14. A silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord, and there is nothing so much worth as a mind well instructed. How do you shake that demon off you and you come into the honor of what the Most High wants you to be? This don't mean a woman's stupid because she can agree with her husband. You stupid when you agree with your boss? Or do you go back and forth at your boss? And if you can still say that, I do, then you got a problem. If you can still say, nigga, I'm going to say something, then you realize this. You think you're going to go back at Christ? You think Christ is going to let that type of woman into the kingdom? This is why it says in Ezekiel that the rebels were going to be cast out. That the Most High was going to deliver Israel. He was going to bring us to the wilderness, and then the rebels were going to be cast out. There's a new wilderness. That means that there's going to be a lot of sisters amongst us that on the down low trying to play the humble, put on the dress, put on the head covering, but really in their heart, they're like, I don't want to be that.
Whoa.
I don't want to be what the scriptures are saying. I'd rather be this loud hooker. I'd rather be the loud one. You know what I mean? You're trying to strip me of my identity.
Right.
You're trying to strip me who I am. Yes, I said Christ is trying to strip you. of who you are or who you think you are.
Come,
You guys don't get disgusted when you go to Walmart
come.
and the big woman. Okay, I'm gonna show y'all two examples. You don't get disgusted with the big woman and she has a stain right up on her butt and her stomach's falling out of her breath. You don't say to yourself, "That's my people."
Come. Every day.
Now, on the other note, you don't get disgusted when you see that loud ass woman
Come.
that can't respect her husband, can't respect righteousness. Like she just pulling her man away. Come on, how many times we see it all the time? You know I'm already going there, right?
Oh, you already.
You can't see now. I'm messing with you. Where you at? Yeah, go to Ecclesiastes 19 and 26. You have to think about this. That's a disgrace to the nation. And that's why all these little daughters, all our daughters, are going to do that and keep it. No man wants that. I don't care what you think. A man doesn't want that. You can go get a nigga that will put up with it just to get the poontang, but he doesn't want that. He knows that I don't deal with that. I just hit that. And then put her to the side. Because she is what we call a thought, a rat. Right?
Come.
I don't deal with that. I don't take her home to mom and put her in the white dress and marry her. Why? Because she's a rat. She's the one you let everybody just hit, and you let your boys hit, and let her kick her to the side. See, but the thing is that the world will have you thinking, you read these scriptures, a well-instructed woman, they'll have you thinking that that's stupid, or you're ignorant. Why? Because you know how to listen? Because you know how to take advice and wisdom? I always bring up the job. You know what I mean? What do you do? What do you do for work? No, the sister.
I'm a volunteer to help veterans get their services.
Okay. Now, if your boss said, "Listen, go get me this cup of coffee," or "Go take my clothes to the cleaners," well, you're gonna be like, "I wasn't hired for that." Will you do that? There you go. But yeah, I know. But my point is this: where would that get you? You know, where is that going to get you? It's not going to get you nowhere. And that's the thing, that most of our people, if they do that, you know what I mean, they can't keep a job. The ones that are independent and can't discipline themselves. You know what I mean? You have to think about this, the customs and the thing that our people grew up with in the hood that turns them away from being real women. And they frown on this. So you get the knowledge, you get the truth. You're in a Nicole. Why? Because I'm learning how to be a woman. I put on a dress now, I'm in a coat. You know what I mean? I'm being meek. This is what the Bible says. Right? You know, my grandma, didn't you want me to worship Jesus? This is what I'm doing now. I'm doing it. Right? So you have to look at the gameplay that's going on with the world. We put it yesterday on the cable show. It says they call good evil. They call evil good and good evil. Right? Go ahead, read.
Ecclesiastes chapter 19 and verse 26.
Yeah.
There is a wicked man that hangeth down his head sadly.
Do you guys know what a wicked person is? Anybody?
A person that just keeps doing their sins.
It's a morally bad person by nature. That means that they're brought up just evil, sinister. You know what I mean? What were you gonna say?
Someone that knows what they're supposed to do, but they don't.
There you go.
Exactly. They know opposite. They know to do good, but they choose to do evil. They choose to be contrary, right? So it says this person, that wicked, they call that a wicked person. The scriptures call that person a wicked person. Read.
There is a wicked man that hangeth down his head sadly.
Now the reason why, you're going to see why they call this person wicked. Read.
but inwardly he is full of deceit.
He's full of deceit. You know what a deceitful person is? Two major key words in the scripture, wicked and deceit. Now, it's not just to the man. Today, we're talking about the woman. You see that? Because they know to do right. They know to keep their mouth shut. They know to, you know what, I should be instructed. I don't really know what I'm doing right now. Maybe I should take my boss's clothes to the cleaners because he might want to discuss a future promotion that I don't need to hear right now. He's trying to work some details out. Maybe I should take his clothes. They know to do that. They know to submit themselves to the higher authority, but inwardly, they don't do that. Like, yeah, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. But when you walk away, guess what? I'll be talking. That's wicked. That's wicked as hell. And it says they're full of deceit. You guys know what a deceitful person is? Anybody got the definition?
Deceitful. Y'all look it up. Go ahead. Why they look it up?
Because it says there's a wicked man that hangeth his head down, who hangeth his head down sadly. So they're trying to give the appearance, right? They're trying to give the appearance. You know what? Yeah, I'm sad. I feel bad. But in their mind, in their thoughts, they're full of deceit. What is a deceitful person?
Deceiving or misleading others.
They're trying to mislead you. They're beguiling you. You see that? Are you that type of individual? And if you say you're not, guess what you're displaying? Yeah, you know what, class was, it hit me. It hit me. But then you go straight home. You go straight home and you go get into a fight with your husband. You go home and do exactly what your husband said not to do. Mm-hmm. Hey, babe, you know what? I know you got a little bit of time. I know you're kind of busy, but you know what? The time that you do have free, you should be studying. Well, you're automatically just gonna disannul the instruction he just gave you. Right? You're gonna find some Tom, Dick, and Harry excuse why not to listen. You're refusing instruction. Why? Because you're full of deceit. Because you got an ulterior motive inside your brain. You're playing the humble role right now.
Right.
But you're faking. You're acting fake right now. You understand? You call yourself real, but you're showing your fake. You're showing your wickedness.
Okay. All right. Jump back to verse 19. Ecclesiastes 25:19.
Ecclesiastes chapter 25 and verse 19.
Go ahead.
All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman.
Uh-huh.
Let the portion of a sinner fall upon her.
Okay, we read that. Go ahead.
As the climbing up a sandy way is to the feet of the aged, so is a wife full of words to a quiet man.
Right. Why is the Bible telling us that? Not that that's okay. He's telling us this is what comes from a wicked woman. A wicked woman is always challenging. She always wants to combat. She always wants to second question the motive, right? Really, a lot of these women aren't prepared to learn their husband. And because they've been taught, nigga, where's my flowers? Where's my cookies? Where's my, goodies? You got to come bowing to me. That's not what the Most High is building. When you deal with a righteous woman, I'm going to let you see what she's going to say. When you deal with a righteous woman, she understands that, first and foremost, the man is supposed to be dedicated to the Most High. He can't be crawling to you because he's supposed to be to the Most High. You understand that? Sure. And then the thirdly, do you really want that man? You want that type of individual? No. Because when you get him like that, you realize what? This nigga's weak as hell. This nigga's weak. He ain't got no backbone. And that's what the men are now in these days and age. Spineless. You know what I mean? Like I said, we have had first accounts of these type of individuals. You know what I mean? Brother, why you ain't coming? My woman, brother, my woman, she needs time. I need to have time. It's like, dude, you have to dedicate yourself. A woman don't respect a man that ain't dedicated to nothing. She don't. And when you don't understand. And then if she don't respect you, even if you are dedicated, then she's not a woman. But most women want to see a man about something, dedicated to something. If she sees you constantly bouncing from one thing, today you're a Baptist, next day you're a Muslim, next day you're a Pentecostal, you're a 5% of the day, you this day, like she's like, this nigga's weak. Yeah. No, they're the red ones. They're the red ones. It's right in the big part. Right, go ahead.
Ecclesiastes chapter 25 and verse 21.
Mm-hmm.
Stumble not at the beauty of a woman.
Yeah, that's what the Most High is telling men. Don't stumble at the big booty. Don't stumble at, oh yeah, she's in shape. Yeah, I mean, I had a real, I'm 37.
Praise.
I mean, I had to realize this after years of mistakes. Yeah, you understand? Like, getting better, at the knowledge. Like, if you don't pick the woman you're dealing with, it'll be another baby. And she'll just be another baby mama. It'll be another baby daddy. Why? Because you are what? Looking at her physical appearance and her brain. You know what I mean? She's psychotic. You're like, you didn't know she was crazy and deranged, right? You didn't know she was, or him too. You didn't know the nigga was crazy. He's gonna punch a hole through your head or actually come in and shoot up the whole damn house, right? You didn't know that. You understand this? So dealing with these women, but first of all, the first and foremost thing is that the point of this class is for sisters to realize that the Most High is not calling this to the kingdom of heaven. He said unrighteousness will not make it to the kingdom of heaven. You think we're gonna have these loud hood rats in the kingdom? Like, Jesus is gonna choose me. I don't. Yeah, probably in another life, sister. You know what I mean? In another life. Yeah. You know what I mean? And not this life. Because if you don't change, if we don't change, Christ ain't accepting that. Right? And that's what you coming into truth. This is what the humility is about. You coming in, you put on your head cover, it's about conforming. Be not conformed to this world, but transformed by the renewing of your mind. You're supposed to be transformed. Now, how many of you want that transformation? Or how many of you like being the hood rat? Now, raise your hand. That was a joke. All right, go to Proverbs 7:11. Y'all better not like being the hood rat. Proverbs 7, verse 10. So we're understanding what a wicked is, what a wicked woman is, what you need to run from, what you need to change from if you do this, if you are this, what you need to stay away from, right? It's just going to get you another baby daddy. Why? Because you're not pleasing the Most High. First of all, who blesses you with a man? The Most High. Who blesses you with a woman? The Most High. You should. If your path is guided by the Most High with wisdom, right? It says the Most High directs a righteous man's steps. Well, you got to follow the righteousness for them to be directed by righteousness. You understand? If you're making wrong decisions, wrong choices, you're making rash decisions, right? And you're just popping off and having sex with anybody, then you're gonna have to deal with that, right? That wrong decision. So read that, Proverbs 7:11.
Proverbs chapter 7 and verse 10.
Right.
And behold, there met him a woman with the attire.
With what?
With the attire.
So what you dress and how you dress is going to define you. Yes, it does. Stop trying to act like the white man. America tries to play their game. They know damn well if a guy came in with tattoos on his face, they wouldn't hire him. Why? Because you know a man by how he looked. Right? What is that? Ecclesiastes 19? Somewhere?
Yes, 1929.
19 to 29?
Mention
Yeah.
by his look.
Yeah, read that. Just read it for him. Write it down. Y'all write it down. He's going to read it real quick. Go ahead.
A man may be known by his look, and one that hath understanding by his countenance.
Right? So you know a person. It says a wicked woman, her countenance is like sackcloth. It's dark. Right? So you would know a person, a woman like that. You know what I mean? She's all done up. You know what I mean? You could tell. You could look at her eyes, how she looks at you, right? What she says, right? Her countenance. Go ahead.
When thou meetest him, a man's attire.
A man's what?
Attire.
So yeah, he's telling you about a man, but we're talking about a woman. You would know a woman. Why? Because how she dressed. You understand? Read.
And excessive laughter.
And what?
Excessive laughter.
You know if they're stupid, they're just giggling all the time, or whistling to birds. Pretty bird, pretty bird. Go ahead.
And gait.
And what?
And gait.
Gait means walk. You know a person by their gait.
Ooh.
Like you see a nigga twitching, he's a what?
Good.
You know what I mean? You know it. You can't act like, oh, you know what? You can't judge him. Yes, you can. The scriptures is telling you. You know a person. If I had my pants sagged to my knees, you'd be like, he's a thug. If I had on a nice suit, businessman, right?
That's
Or a fag in a nice suit.
But it's funny how you said like how America will try to tell you like the way you dress don't determine who you are.
Yeah.
But if a dude walked in here right now with a doctor's suit on, we don't automatically assume
That's a doctor.
doctor.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but America does that because when it comes to you dressing like a whore, a slut, dressing like a wicked woman, what happens?
it don't matter.
It don't matter because that's what they want you to be. They want to break down that true character within you and make you be that. So now it doesn't matter. See, and that's where the psychological battle goes on. See, you're being changed. If you want to dress like that, what does it matter? Right? But do you go to work like that? Nobody does that, right? You have to think about these things, man. And that's why I said it's a psychological war going on here when it comes to wickedness and righteousness. And if you're stupid as hell, you believe America quick. But we already know their game. Read.
show what he is.
Right, so go back. So his attire, his walk, how he talks, how a woman talks, how she walks, how she dresses show what they are. So if you don't want to be known as a wicked woman, then dress like a righteous woman. Right? Go ahead.
Proverbs chapter 7 and verse 10.
Read.
And behold, there met him a woman with the attire of an harlot
Read.
and subtile of heart.
We just read that. She was subtile. There's one that hangeth down her head, and what? Shalom. Her voice echoes, and it's purer than the white snow. Right? And you're like, damn, this sister's humble.
She does the salute.
She's humble.
She does the salute in one breath.
She's humble. She goes home and nigga, that nigga. It's like, damn.
Not even on home, in the car.
Right. And
As you step through the threshold, you bam.
it's like, see, that's what I'm saying. See, you don't understand me. It's like, you didn't just get this. Like, you didn't just get this.
Like 30 seconds ago.
You didn't get nothing. Like, oh, let me guess. I get it. This is all generally speaking.
Right.
This is not applicable to any conversation out. This is how Israelites think. This is general. Like when it comes to us arguing, I don't have to be humble. I don't have to be logical, and I don't have to shut down. Yes, you do. This is the whole point. Or then we just be going at each other. Somebody gotta, do you just go, if your boss tells you to do something you disagree, you just go at them? Like, I don't like that. I don't think we should do it that way. If you do, you're a rat. Sorry. If you do that, you're a rat. Because if you can't respect your boss that pays you, you do it at home. You do it with anybody. You understand? The Most High don't like that. He said, a woman of many words, right? It's gonna go on. I'm gonna go on. The scriptures make it plain, though, when we deal with this subject. It's not a lot to be hid on this topic. It's not a lot that it doesn't get straight to the point. It gets straight to the point here. Go ahead.
Verse 11.
She
is loud.
She is what?
She is loud.
She is what?
She is loud.
She is what?
She is loud.
The only sister that's what?
Loud.
She's the one you can hear where?
Loud.
She's the one outside that's what?
Loud.
She's the one on the roof that's what?
Loud.
She's what?
Loud.
If you didn't understand, she's what?
Loud.
Yes, loud. She's the one that's trying to what? Show out. To be noticed. That's why she's loud. Because I'm the harlot. Hey, everybody! I'm the harlot. I'm the one that's going to be loud and disrespectful, and you're going to hear me over everybody. Because that's just the way I... Hold on.
Do it, Sonny.
That's just the way I am. And if you don't like it, the Most High said he's going to bring you into the middle of Babylon and burn you and melt you.
Oh.
He said you will not enter into the kingdom of heaven. Most High is not taking that. You think the Most High is not taking? Righteous women are making it to the kingdom. Righteous women. The Most High said this woman dresses like a whore. She's stubborn and she's loud. She's loud and stubborn. Oh, I won't do that with Christ. Christ could have probably came amongst you. He probably could have sent him, and you're the one that's just loud, and he just looked at you like, and just walked away. Stubborn, what?
Refusing to change your ideas
Oh my God.
or to stop doing something. Difficult to deal with. Unreasonably or perversely unyielding.
Oh my God.
Unjustified.
It says perversely.
Perversely.
Why are you going to sit here 10 years and then realize I want to be a hooker anyway? I don't understand, Israel. You sat here the whole time and it was like, I don't agree with that. I want to be the one that pops around from man to man to man to man. I want to be the one that goes back out there in the world and do what I want to do. Like, you could have did that. Like, you felt forced because that was the scriptures convicting you. That was always supposed to be the force. The scriptures, the word is supposed to convict you and check your spirit. But this woman was what? Refusing to change her ideals or to stop doing something difficult to deal with. It says unreasonably or perversely unyielding. Justifiably unyielding, resolute. Suggests a particular strong, stubborn nature. Okay. All right. So, right. Yeah, he's not talking about righteousness. Stubborn for good. He's talking about stubborn and being a harlot. Right. So that's what we're talking about here right now. What not to be? What characteristics do women have to put off that was engrafted in them by the homosexual natured man himself? Go ahead.
Proverbs chapter 7 and verse 11. She is loud and stubborn.
Right.
Her feet abide not in her house.
Yeah. She ain't thinking about her kids. She ain't thinking about, oh, you know what? Let me help you with these dishes. Let me clean this up. She ain't thinking about her house. She's thinking about, I gotta be free. I'm not free. Now I gotta warn brothers who dealing with young women, because they become wanting. You gotta watch these young women, these young sisters. You be like, man, I'm gonna get something young and tender. Yeah, and then she's 18, 19, and then next you know, when she turns 20, 30, she realized what? You know what? I haven't lived life yet. Watch these young women. I'm not saying you gotta go get you a 60-year-old. I'm saying that. Watch these young women. They're fickle. Go ahead.
Verse 12. Now is she without.
Right?
Now in the streets and lieth in wait at every corner.
Right, now it's getting deep into an actual harlot. Now, we have none of that here. We have none of that filthiness going on here. So we're gonna go, yeah, spiritually, that's happening, right?
Yeah.
Her mind is everywhere.
Getting penetrated by the spirit.
Yeah.
Instead of the Most High.
Yeah, I'm that. A sister asked me the other day about having guy friends. Yeah, you can have 50 guy friends if you want. If you're a single sister, you can have 50 guy friends. Where's that gonna do for you? You got Tyrone telling you this. You got Ahmed telling you this. You got give me some names. Come on, Antonio. You got De La Vega telling you this. You got Tyrone telling you that. You know what I mean? It's like.
Oh, man.
You put your name?
I was thinking.
He was just using a typical black guy.
Yeah,
No, but this is what it is, man. This is what it is. And that's the problem is that you got all these men and around you, influencing you. When you do get a man, you won't know where the hell to go. You know what I mean? That's why the Most High didn't mean for a woman. Listen, the Muslims stole that from the Bible. When you go to Iraq, when you go to these places, you can't just be hanging around with a woman unless that's your wife. Yeah, it would kill you. They would kill you. You have to. So, you know, Taiwan brought it out before. So what they did is they came up with this frivolous law that you go over there and you marry them real quick, right? You marry these harlots, have sex with them, and then you come back to America and, you know, divorce them. You know what I mean? That's how they do it over there. You know, to try to get around their little Muslim law. But they stole that part to where you can't. You weren't supposed to just be bouncing from man to man. Most High didn't create you like that. You know what I mean? Your head get messed up, man. That's why, you know, finally when you do settle down, you're like, baby, make me some eggs. You making them like Tyrone wanted. You making them like, you know what I mean, Bob wanted them. You know what I mean? It's like, baby, do them how I asked. See, you just don't give a damn about nothing. Like, I just don't like my eggs like that. Could you make them how I want to make them? Tyrone never said he. Okay.
Dang, that's what's in their head because
everything,
like from the
That epiphany comes in like, wait a minute.
From like the bedroom to the kitchen to the car ride, their sole purpose to you is that other dude. So that's like it's like spiritually, you know what I mean? That's why we were supposed to put away that idolatry. We're the Most High's bride. You know what I mean? That's committing adultery spiritually. Because now we're trying to serve the Most High like we would some other power that's not the Most High.
Right.
So your wife is trying to fix you. She's trying to treat you like you're just some Tom, Dick, and Harry.
Basically.
When you're not. And that's unacceptable.
It's unacceptable with the Most High and a standard that a righteous woman should want. You know what I mean? A righteous woman should understand, and we'll go over that too. You know what I mean? We got to get these out of the way to really understand what you need to chip off, you know, yourself and chip out of your mind and understand that, damn, I didn't know that was filthy. I didn't know loud, stubborn. And I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't know that, but I don't know why a woman wouldn't know that. Like, you don't look in the mirror and be like, damn, I'm loud as hell. I'm stubborn. I think I know every damn thing. I don't know why you would know that, but anyway, the scriptures is showing you if you didn't know, right? Jump to Proverbs 25:24. About with this loud woman.
Proverbs chapter 25 and verse 24. It is better to dwell in the corner of the housetop,
right,
than with a brawling woman.
Yeah, that's a wicked woman. She wants to what? Brawl with you. She wants to fight. She wants to fight about everything. She wants to argue about everything, right? We talked about this before, a long time ago before, but see, it's always, when you deal with a man, when you deal with your husband, for you sisters that are married, it's about preference. That's all it is. It doesn't got nothing to do with ego. It doesn't got nothing to do with pride. You know what I mean? If he wants his spaghetti like that, why wouldn't you want that for him? Well, we got ego and pride coming in. I made it my way, but that's not. Christ said, "You're my servant. You're supposed to serve me." Right? Who does that anyway, though? If you go to a restaurant and be like, "Can I get and they bring you something else, what you gonna do?
Send it back.
Is it personal?
Wow.
You make it personal. Why? Because you got what Bob is telling you, what Grandma's telling you, what your auntie's telling you, instead of what the Most High is telling you. He's telling you to submit to your husband as you would do unto the Lord, right? But what's in your mind? I want to be a loud, disrespectful harlot that America made me to be. Loud, disrespectful hood rat that America made me to be, right? Go ahead,
Proverbs 25 and 24.
Uh-huh.
It is better to dwell in the corner of a housetop than with a brawling woman and in a wide house.
Right. Go to Proverbs 19 and 13. Let's get all these out of the way. Let's get these out of the way.
Proverbs chapter 19 and verse
9. Proverbs 9, verse 13. So, I mean, brothers and sisters, if y'all have any questions, I'm sorry I haven't asked. I haven't logged on. Is there anything on there? Huh?
Off the topic.
Off the topic?
Yeah, you're gonna answer that.
Okay, we'll answer after. Okay. If y'all have any questions on the topic, hit me up. Now, go ahead, read that.
Proverbs chapter 9 and verse 13.
Right?
A foolish woman is clamorous.
A what?
A foolish woman is clamorous.
A what?
A foolish woman is clamorous.
This is a what type of woman? One more time.
Clamorous. Oh, foolish.
Foolish woman. So we're getting wicked women and foolish women. This is what the Most High said he don't have no part with. Right? A foolish woman is clamorous. Check this out. Clamorous. Marked by confused din or outcry. Noisily. Right? What else you got? Noisily intense.
I have making a loud and confused noise.
Like a pit bull. Like
deaf people when they try to talk?
A foolish woman is loud. So if you got a problem with being loud, you need to check yourself. Yeah, sis.
This is expressing or characterized by vehement protest or demand.
Now you're getting dirty in it. Now you're getting dirty with the definition. I like that. Because that's exactly what the scripture's talking about. Read it again.
Proverbs chapter 9.
No, Sammy.
Expressing or characterized by vehement protest or demand.
See, a foolish woman is always protesting and going against. You understand? This is that wicked woman. So, brothers, online, if you meet a woman that can't shut her mouth, that she knows everything, she's loud, she dresses like a whore, clean her up first. Give her to Jesus before you lay down with her and then realize, because as soon as you lay with her, it's over. Then she thinks she can go back and forth with you. You want to be stuck with that? You be stuck with that or choke her the hell out, and you don't want to choke her out. You know what I mean? You don't want to do that, right? So think about it before you make those steps to wife a woman. What you got?
Uttering and repeating loud words, particularly in complaint and
Opposition?
Importune, I can't read that one. Wait,
Importunate?
importunate demands.
Yeah, importunate demands. She want what she want, right? She want what she want, and she's gonna do by any means necessary. She's gonna voice her opinion. She's loud and stubborn, disrespectful, right? So this is what these niggas out there. What do they do with these women?
Hit it and shuffle.
What?
I said hit it and then shelf them. Shelf them up.
And it's sad. It's sad. But that's why the sisters, you have to separate yourself from that. You have to shun this mentality. Shun this mind state. Not because a man, because who? The man, Christ, the Most High. Right? Then, see, listen. It's automatically going to come into play. If you humble to the word, you're automatically going to humble to your husband. You're automatically going to. It's not like, well, I'm humbling to the word, but I'm disrespectful, disobedient, loud, and stubborn, and clamorous to my husband. If you acknowledge this, the word is true and every man's a liar, then you already know. How am I going to raise my children? Right? Think about all those phone calls you was on with your husband, and your daughter sitting there looking at you. Right? Or your son sitting there looking at you. And you like, nigga, I ain't doing nothing. And your son is there looking at you like, yeah, I need to get a woman just like that. Just like mama. Loud, disrespectful, stubborn, trash. I need something just like that. Yeah, I need something just like that. You know what I mean? And then he be the nigga around the ball like, get over here, boy. You ain't, it's like, yeah, yes, wife, mom, whatever you want to be today. Like, we be looking at him in the morning, we be like, oh, man, the South is bad. Oh, my God. Like, I didn't even like Colorado. Too many white folks out there, but the South, oh, ugh. It's like, how many, I'm not going to say it. P-whip niggas out here, like, get a backbone, man. Right? But that's what's going on. You're reproducing. You're teaching your children this. Right?
Perpetuating.
You're perpetuating the cycle, man, and it's destroying our people. Because all those cats, what's gonna happen to them? The Most High gonna put them to death. The Most High gonna put them to death. All right, go from there. Go, read on.
Proverbs chapter 9 and verse 13.
I tell you, boy.
A foolish woman is clamorous.
Go ahead.
She is simple.
She is what?
She is simple.
Yeah, really, she's simple as hell. You understand? She's simple. You think you're smart and you're not. That foolish woman, that harlot, is simple-minded. They're the ones that swear they got game. They're the ones that swear they're intellectual. But it's telling you they're simple. They're simple-minded, yeah.
It's like they use that loudness as a defense mechanism,
Yeah.
or like a shield to block that they're simple.
Yeah. Well, with the men, we call it, when they're short, we call it what?
Oh, little man syndrome.
Little man syndrome, right? You know what I mean? You got she's 5 foot, and she's just the loudest one. It's like, how could you be so small and so loud? It's like, how you messed it all up. Go ahead, read.
And knoweth nothing.
And what?
And knoweth nothing.
And really what?
And knoweth nothing.
Really, she doesn't what?
Know anything.
She don't know nothing. She don't know nothing, because not that she ought to know what is going to bring her into righteousness. Well, the Most High is going to look at her and say, this is a good woman, or this is a righteous woman, right? That's what the Most High is saying. Go ahead.
Verse 14.
Mm-hmm.
For she sitteth at the door of her house.
Go ahead.
On a seat in the high places of the city,
right?
to call passengers who go right on their ways.
Yeah, this is one that got like 75 friends. It's like, you got to change your phone number because you got 75 dudes looking for one thing. Like, what did you think was going to happen? You want to be the one that's loud and get everybody attention, right? Now you got psychopaths, trying to knock on your door. You know what I mean? They're the one on Instagram, Facebook. They're what? They're the one with the booty shots. Like, look inside me. Like, damn, you ain't got nothing. Well, this is where we got to come from. Sisters have to cast that off. They have to put that away and change, put off the old man, put on the new man. Now you see why I went over the confession scriptures first, because you got to realize, if that's you, do away with it. Yeah, you know what I mean? Are we all filthy? Yes. He says all of our righteousness as filthy rags. So we're all sinning. But some of us acknowledges it and works on it, and some of us is what? Clamorous, stubborn. You know what I mean? Nope. You ain't gonna change me. No. You know what? You're right. One thing I learned, brothers, you cannot change anybody. You can't change nobody. If they're not in this for the word, you will see it. Because they won't change. You know what I mean? That's one problem that us Israelites have. And I'm saying that to all the brothers in every camp. Every problem, our problems is based off of that, a lot of them. You get with people, and we think we're going to change them. We understand that you can't change nobody. They're going to be what they want to be. If they want to be this, you'll see it in their actions. You'll see it in their works. You know what I mean? So you don't have to pull your hair out. All you have to do is sit back and watch. You know what I mean? Same thing with a woman. You're not going to change a woman. You know what I mean? You're not going to change that brother. The only thing that's going to change him is a sincere desire for what's right. Then there's the Most High. That's what we're all looking for, right? We're looking for that change because we're like, it's so beautiful to see a brother or sister change. You know, to come in and to put off, you know, the smoking, the weed, the drugs. It's beautiful. That's the best thing you can see the word at work. Oh, man. That's what we're all here for, right? When you see that brother and sister change and put off those things, and we can't take that for granted. Remember that. We can't take that for granted. When you come in and you take off the pants and put on the dress, that's what the Most High wants. He wants you to put away these things. Go ahead.
Verse 16.
Whoso
is simple, let him turn in hither.
Right.
And as for him that wanted understanding.
Right. This wanted understanding is not like I want. He's saying things that basically stay away from understanding. Go ahead.
She saith to him.
Right.
Stolen waters are sweet.
Yeah, she's what?
Stolen waters are sweet.
What is she saying? She's speaking her enticing words, right? She's going to tell him everything, he's going to believe it. Right? Go ahead.
And bread eaten in secret is pleasant.
Yeah, don't you know when you're at home and you eating that burger all by yourself, you get comfortable? That's what she does. She's like, this is the best. What we do in secret, what we do hidden, right? The seducing spirit, that's what captivates you. Captivate the simple. It captivates the simple. Watch. Yeah.
Verse 18. But he knoweth not that the dead are there.
Yeah, you don't know that she's she done had like 8, 9, 10, 11 abortions. Why? Because you're not watching the tell signs. What type of person you're dealing with. See? Go ahead.
And that her guests are in the depths of hell.
Yeah. That's self-explanatory, right? Go to Ecclesiastes. Back to Ecclesiastes 28. Verse 1. So y'all see that, right? The attributes. Sisters, do y'all see that? the attributes of a wicked woman. They're plain. And remember, this is not to cast stones. This is for you to realize, okay, I didn't know that was wicked. There are a lot of people who don't know. You know what I mean? I didn't know being loud was wicked. As a woman, I didn't know that. You know what I mean? Being loud as a man, too. Like, you just loud as hell. You disruptive. You just disrespectful. Most I don't want that. Right? So, you know, we have to look at it on both sides. What's up, sis?
Does that only apply here amongst us, or also when we conduct ourselves?
Everywhere. Listen, we're the example to the world. We want to go back to that fake and phony thing? Like, around the people, you're going to be Christ-like, and then when you go out in the world, you're just a beast? No, you're supposed to be like that around everybody. Because, listen, imagine if you're a sister or a brother that gives out flyers, right? And you're like, man, you got that zeal in you. And you're like, man, you know what? Here's a flyer. Come to class. And they looking at you like, okay, oh, why? Why come to class? Well, Christ this, the Bible, blah, blah. You're giving all this. And then you're like, yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. He's like looking at, people be looking at you like, what school do you go to? Huh? They're going to be looking at your example. You understand? So no matter where we go, you know, what we're doing is we're putting on this character, putting on a Christ-like character. So it should be anywhere we go, we should exert that spirit of wisdom, understanding, meekness, and humility, right? Because that's what people are going to see the greatness in you, right? Read that, Ecclesiastes 28:9.
Ecclesiastes chapter 28 and verse 9.
We're talking about a wicked woman, right? What to stay away from. Go ahead.
A sinful man disquieted friend.
Right. Now, we're talking about women, so we're going to point out the women. See, this is what a wicked woman does. Disquieted friends. Now, I want you to look up that word disquieted real quick. Let me show y'all something. I'm going to show you something, because this is going to lead us to the next chapter. I know you're like, well, where is this going with this one right here? It's going to show us something about these loud, stubborn, rebellious, stiff-necked women, right? Disquieted. Y'all got that? What you got?
It says, make someone worried or anxious.
See, a wicked woman, a wicked person, they bring that anxiety around people. It says to take away peace or tranquility. See, a wicked woman, she'll go and start spreading rumors, start spreading lies, start spreading people's personal life. You understand? Listen, one thing these sisters understand, you're not going to go to, I even give it to the sister here, you're not going to go to Laura, and she's not going to be telling you about what you and Father Zab do. Like, yeah, girl, me and Father Zab, you know how he breaks my back, girl. Like we were talking about, like, why are you telling me this? She would know, and all these sisters would know, sister, you don't supposed to be talking about your relationship with Joe Smo to me. You understand? I mean, you should know that from the world, right?
Nah, they do it in the world.
But what's the first thing? What's the first thing they say? This is why I said this. Don't what?
Oh, don't tell them I said this?
Yeah. Don't tell nobody, but they know. Go tell old girl about how he breaks your back. What's she gonna want? They know that. They know it, even though they don't do it, right? But we know it's beyond that. Because first of all, what you got in your household is not what, Quadazat might be the guy that every Monday he brings and lays a rose on his beloved's bed, right? Every Monday, it's just at noonday, he sends you a poem and he lays a rose. And you telling sisters that, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, Quadazat, he lays that rose on my bed and sends me a poem. And she's like, ain't this She's like, you already Kazakia. It's like, this nigga don't even know I'm here. Right? This is where the next scriptures come into, is to where, see, listen, this is why you don't supposed to sit with more than one man. This is why you don't supposed to be on Facebook chatting with more than one man. You got your man now. Now let me say this. I know I'm talking to married women, but single sisters too. I know you're saying, well, how do I meet a man? The right way, ask the Most High. But yeah, you're saying, well, I'm not married. Well, think about how many influences is going to be around you if you're single. You know what I mean? If you're entertaining that. And to how many times you're going to have to change your phone number, right? Because you've done met psychopaths, right?
Well, even when you are married, you gotta be careful with the influences.
Did I not make that clear? Did I make it seem like they can do it when they were married? I mean, I thought I was clear on that. Like, it's obvious that even the married sisters know that I can't be talking with Julio Iglesias from, I knew him from Denver. Yeah, I knew him from Colorado. He was a nice guy. And that's why you look at your husband and you're like, yeah, Ariana, like, this nigga don't care. Because Ariana's dug in the truth. He's not waking up every day, Samantha, I need you. Yeah, I mean, when I look in your eyes, I think about you daily. I can't. No, it don't get deep. It don't get deep. It goes like this. You know what I mean?
It loses the deepness.
It loses the deepness. You know what I mean? I've been thinking, baby, I've been thinking about you. You know what I mean? Like, at the mall, I can't work because I'm thinking about you, baby. It's like, we're busy. We're doing the work of the Most High. Like, well, what the hell am I sitting around thinking about you? See, you have to understand that with a man in the truth. You know what I mean? Look at these cop movies. He's a cop. He's out. What are you going to do? I got to do my job. Step aside. You know what I mean? Like, you know this from movies, but it's like when they get into the truth, like, you're not paying attention to me. No, because I'm paying attention to Christ. You know what I mean? No, I'm not out doing crack. I'm not on the corners. Now, you know what I mean? That's different, right? If you see me out getting high, like, oh, I can't live life without him. Then you'll be like, this nigga's weak, and he's not giving me no attention. He's giving attention to getting high. Then it would be right for you to say, you know what? You don't give me attention. But when you see him done in the work, giving himself to the knowledge, he's not on video games all day. He's actually doing the work of the Most High, right? Then you should be able to say, that's an honorable man. Just like when you dig in, right? When you dig in the truth, you're getting in, you're busy. Garments, clothes, whatever you're doing, right? Cooking, cleaning the school, building the school, sisters painting pictures. What else did I leave out? Everything that you sisters come and do, right, for the work. That's what the man is saying, that's a righteous woman, right? Because you are no longer on the corners in the streets and idle. And just, what are you doing? Nothing. You're too busy doing something. You're not at the mall all day, right? And you're not on the internet all day looking for attention. It's like, what are you doing? Oh, I know what you're doing because you post every picture on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. I know exactly what you're doing every hour of the day because you're searching for attention that you didn't get because your daddy wasn't there. So now you're looking from every dirtbag that attention, right? Come on, y'all know where this is going. Y'all know where it's going. You know that mind. The thing is that sisters get upset because you know I'm telling you the truth. That's why sisters get upset, because the examples that I'm bringing out is exactly what you're dealing with. See, but this is where we're supposed to be pulling ourselves from, man. You're supposed to be hiding from that wickedness, staying away from it. Go ahead, let's finish up.
Ecclesiastes chapter 28 and verse 9.
Uh-huh.
A sinful man disquieted friends.
Yeah. You have to watch that. You don't supposed to be talking about what you're doing with your husband, what another sister's doing with their husband, or what their business is. You're not supposed to do that. You're disquieting. You're causing confusion. You know what I mean? If they got turmoil in their house, turmoil in his house, I'm not gonna go be like, yeah, man, Quadazar, and then he's gonna go to his with it, yeah, Quadazar, and then everybody's just like, It's like, that's none of your business. And that's confusion. You understand? Go ahead.
And maketh debate.
And do it what?
Maketh debate.
What this type of individual do it what?
Maketh debate.
Right?
Among them that be at peace.
Yeah. You always got that person that wanna cause confusion among people that deal with peace. So what they got that going in their house? They're gonna get over that in Christ in counsel, right? See, but this is that wicked woman. Yeah, I know y'all saying, well, why am I going here? It's gonna lead us somewhere. Go ahead, read on. Jump to verse 13.
Verse 13.
Uh-huh.
Curse the whisperer.
What?
Curse the whisperer.
Yeah, you don't supposed to be whispering. You understand? That's that hood rash. That's that hood rash stuff you bringing into the truth. Now, is it if you say, well, I heard this sister because she got that hood rat demon on her. The whisper, like you're going and telling people's business. Yeah, you telling secrets, or you're telling what's going on in this brother's house, or what's going on with this sister. You start telling everybody's business. You're whispering. It's gonna go on and expound. Go ahead.
Curse the whisperer and the double tongue.
And the double tongue, right? You say this to this person, then you go back and tell this person. You ain't doing it like the scriptures say. You go to that individual, right? They're double tongued. Go ahead.
For such have destroyed many that were at peace.
Yeah, you see this? Y'all see this? Sisters? Oh, now I can't get a con from y'all? Huh? And you'll give me a low con? Con, so, yeah.
For sisters that go to elder sisters and tell them issues they're dealing with at home.
That's different. That's different than I'm trying to just spread rumors. Like, you know, girl, you know what, he was, and he did, and that's whispering. If you're going to an elder sister and you're saying, I got this issue, that's not whispering, because you're going, first of all, not to a whisperer. Who do they usually go to? A dummy. They go to the dummy that is going to spread rumors just like themselves being dummies. So it's not dealing with, now, I don't know, I'm not going for counsel, because you sisters have to counsel.
But what if it's not
If it's what?
an issue, it's just sharing information, like, this is what we did, we went here, not sexual, but like.
Whispering and saying what we did, we had fun, and is one thing. You understand? Whispering is another. You understand? Like, yeah, we went out to the park and we did this. Oh yeah, we had fun. Come on, we know that's common. That's okay. But telling it, you saying, listen, you know what argument you had, then that's counseling. Then the elder sister has to know. Now I'm counseling, because now you're telling me personal stuff. I can't just treat it as though this is us communicating on some randomness. You're telling me personal things. Not for me to go back and tell you personal, and we talk about these personal things. You're telling me personal things now so you can get counseling. Or else I'm going to shut you down. Or else I'm going to be like, sis, you know what? I don't need to know what y'all, you know what I mean? That's when you have to shut that down. Now, if she's counseling, if she's coming to you that way, then you have to know, elder sister should know, okay, now you're counseling. Right? And treat it like that. Make it known. Okay, so you have an issue then. No, I'm not having an issue. I was just saying, well, why are you telling me personal things? Because you want to know, get wisdom on the situation or something? You got to shut that down from the door, or else you're going to leave open that door of whispering, talking about this and that, right? Okay, go ahead.
Verse 14.
Mm-hmm.
A backbiting tongue hath disquieted many.
Right.
And driven them from nation to nation.
Yeah, and that's that. You get that a lot. You get so many whispering that I see this a lot. We get a lot of sisters like this. And once again, let me just say it's going to happen here, because nobody's perfect. You're going to get a new person that come in, and they're going to do it to you. First of all, we know what the scriptures say. You know what I mean? So if you get a new person coming in and do that, understand that's a new person. You understand? I get a lot of sisters from other camps. Oh, I didn't like that camp. I was like, why, sis? Because the sisters over there, they were mean. They just looked at me certain ways, and I knew it within myself that it just wasn't right. I'm like, oh yeah, so how long were you there? We were there, I was there like 2 months. Like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Because you can't get to know people just in 2 months. There's sisters, brothers that have been amongst us 10, 11 years, and they're still getting past their inconsistencies and weaknesses. You understand? So for you to come in a week or 2 months and be like, yeah, I outed out the whole camp because I couldn't communicate with this person or that person. Come on now, listen. You've been here 12 years. Shirai, you've been here 9 years. Sammy, you've been here how long? Is y'all communication perfect? Not at all. You know what I mean? One thing you can't understand is that the love through work, through building, right? But is it like, do you get those uneasy times? Sure. But it's how to be dealt with. You deal with it right. You have an uneasy time. You know I'm not going to go spread this rumor through the whole camp that I don't like the sister. You're going to say, okay, let me go to that sister and talk to her. Now, did it happen before they get to know each other? Did that happen before? Yes. Because we're all coming out of what? Niggerism. We're all coming out of niggerism. So you're going to get that. So I don't care. And this is what I told the sister over the phone. I said, sister, that's not really some for reason to leave a camp. And she said, well, that's not it. That's not it. It's other things. I said, okay, I can understand that. And I told her, I said, you come to our camp, but it's not perfect. You're not going to sit here, everybody shining and bright and glistening. You're going to have people with mistakes. A body, whatever body you in, whatever relationship you get in, there's imperfections. There's imperfections. You got a problem with a brother or sister, you go to them and do what the scriptures say. You go to that person instead of being a whisperer or that's what's going to kill that. You have to kill the niggerism in you. That to share that example, right? And then everybody is killing the niggerism in them, and then the niggas will be dead, right?
No more niggas.
No more niggas. Then we can start acting like princes of power and righteous men and women. But to think that people coming through the door, we're all going to be shining bright, you better get over it. Get over it. You have brothers and sisters that still make mistakes. They might not be making your mistakes. You know what I mean? They might not be making your mistakes like the new sister's mistake or the new brother's mistakes, but they're still making mistakes, right? So, go ahead.
Verse 14.
Uh-huh.
Strong cities have been pulled down and overthrown the houses of great men.
Right.
Verse 15. A backbiting tongue had cast out virtuous women.
And that's the point. That's why I led up to there. Because you have a sister that will be right. I need to turn off the mic for this one. You have sisters who will have good works, but their mouth can mess that all up. Well, I do this. Right, but your mouth is like a pit bull chewing at a little kid's face.
Ugh.
It's terrible. All your works are no more. Why? Because you just destroyed it. You understand that? That's for the older sisters that been here. You get all these good works coming in, years of garments and clothes, but yet you still don't know how to control your tongue, your mouth. That will make you look bad. See? You're going to look like what we just went over. The loud, stubborn woman that goes back and forth, right, with her husband. Right? And I say with her husband, but I mean, because sisters, obviously, no random sister, like single sister, would just do that with a random guy. Go to 1 Timothy 5. No random person, no civil person would just do that with some random guy, right? 1 Timothy 5. So, what did we just touch on? The tongue, backbiting. What's the common themes of this wicked woman? What's the common themes of a wicked woman? Loud. Her mouth. She's stubborn. Right? Rebellious. Clamorous. Really, she's simple, right? Go ahead.
1 Timothy 5:1.
1 Timothy 5:11. I'm sorry.
1 Timothy chapter 5 and verse 11.
Right?
But the younger widows refuse.
Yeah. Now check this out. I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna read this in here, y'all. I'm gonna read this out of. This is out of the Oxford Annotated Bible Apocrypha. And why do I read it out here? It's just worded a little different way, and it's worded in a little different way. This is the one with the Bible and the Apocrypha in it. This is we're at 1 Timothy 5 and 11. Check this out. This says here, but refused to put younger widows on the list. There was a list that this list was given to who can help out the church when you read up from the top, right? It says, but refused to put younger women on the list for when they're sensual. Listen to this. And I'll show you why I said about younger women. You have to watch this. It says, and young-minded women too, because you still got older women that's young-minded. But refuse to put young widows on this list of young women that doesn't have a husband. For when their sensual desires alienate them from Christ. See, they're sensual. They're so fleshly and so carnal-minded and young, they start to now go back into that young worldly mind. So he's like, listen, if they're going to be up in the body, in the church, helping out, don't put these young sisters, because they haven't learned what the older sisters learned. You see that? That's why I said, watch when you get these young women, because really in the back of their mind, they feel like they're being cuffed. Right? Instead of it, I'm changing for Christ, changing for the will of the Most High, they feel like, oh, you're cuffing me. That's why you have to prove them. All women have to be proved. I'm going to read on. It says, for when their sensual desires alienate them from Christ, they want to marry. So they gave themselves to the church, but next thing you know, their youngness, their youth, now they want to go out there and get a man. Right? You see what's going on? Check this out. It says, and so they incur condemnation for having violated their first pledge. They made a pledge to the Most High, right? To the work of the Most High. That's why I said there's a lot of fickle brothers and sisters that come in. They come in with that zeal, with that desire, then they realize how much they got to dedicate themselves to the Most High. But those sensual desires, they mean more to them. It's still pulling at them. And really, that pledge they make, they come in with that zeal, like, I'm doing it for Christ. Really, it ain't in them. Because they haven't dedicated themselves and seen the worth of the knowledge. They haven't seen how the knowledge benefits them. Or they really haven't repented and said, what? The stuff I came out of really wasn't all that bad. What's so bad about it? So what, I was twerking. Right? So what, I was stripping. They haven't came to their senses to say that the world wasn't all that bad. So they're going to eventually go back into that world with that mind. It says, besides that, they learn to be idle. Now I'm at verse 13. Read what you have.
1 Timothy chapter 5 and 13.
Uh-huh.
And withal, they learn to be idle.
Right. Besides that, we're going to read it in both. It says they learn to be what?
Idle.
What?
Idle.
What?
Idle.
What are you doing? Nothing.
On Facebook.
Yeah, on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter.
Why?
Yeah, you ain't doing nothing. You want to know why you got demons around you because you ain't dedicated to nothing.
Because you're entertaining.
You're entertaining the nothingness. What are you doing? You ain't got your kid. You ain't got your kids. You ain't got no kids. And if you do, you ain't really taking care of them. Because a woman that kids is around, they busy what? taking care of their kids. You know what I mean? You busy as hell, right? See, but these women, they're what?
Idle.
They ain't doing nothing. You want to know why you get spirits in your head? Because you ain't doing nothing. You ain't around nothing. That's why the Most High say you got to dedicate yourself to the work, right? For y'all young sisters coming in, y'all should be asking the other sisters, like, what can we do for the school? What are y'all doing? You know what I mean? Even though you might get told, we want you to come to class more, because we don't want y'all to get involved with sisters, and then you start, she don't like me. Like, no, it's not that, sister. She just don't know you. You don't know each other. So we try to get y'all to come to class so you can start, understanding a little bit more, because that way the world ain't on you and you're like sitting around, okay, I have her, she's my buddy. It don't work like that in the truth. Everybody's gonna be your friend. We all friends here. You understand? Why? Because the world deals with that. I can look at her sideways but sit right with her. That's negative. That's evil. Most High, he's going to do away with that out of you. So that's why we tell y'all to come to class. But y'all should be wanting to do the will of the Most High, the word of the Most High. It says because that idle mind, what's that going to keep you in? Negative. It's going to keep you in the negative. The spirits coming to you and constantly trying to break you. That's why you got to watch what you entertain. Those spirits you entertain, people you entertain, every Joe Smo you entertain, they're not going to do nothing for you if it's not about the knowledge. You know what I mean? So, yeah, right now, you can still, you might not be doing with the sister meetings, the sorority meetings, the business meetings amongst sisters, and things like that, but you can still start to get to know sisters, get sisters' numbers, shalom. You know what I mean? What this is about, pulling you out of yourself. The truth is about pulling you out of yourself. So I came in the truth, right? And I'm the loner. I'm the loner. I don't want to know nobody. You can't do that in the truth. Why? Because I must be winning people over. Right? So I got to let that go. Right? Or I'm too loud. And I'm like, nigga, you crazy, nigga. It's like, he looking at me like, bruh, so now I got to do what?
Tone it down.
I got to tone it down. I got to learn my balance. So if I'm too much to the right, I got to bring it down. If I'm too much to the left, the truth brings me in a balance. So, and that's what brothers and sisters don't understand. You come in the truth, and you're like, I'm this way, and you can't be like that. Why? Because if I'm and I'm going to use Shawasha now. The serious face. Her, Sammy, they're just what? Serious. Yeah, they got serious, right? But
you get to know them, they're awesome.
Right. But they need to see that they have to come out of that. Because if not, the person just they're like, what's up with this person?
Right.
See, so that's the balance. Everybody has to learn their weaknesses and their strengths, right? And conform to each other, right? Paul said it. He said, if my meat offend, I will no longer eat meat. If we're here to win over brothers and sisters, then I gotta tweak certain things within myself to say, okay, I'm too loud, I'm too crazy when I, deal with this cat, so I gotta mellow down, right? Or I'm too mellowed down, and nobody thinks they, everybody thinks I'm not part of the body. You see that?
Wow.
That's what the truth's about. That's what working in the body's about. Everybody online, brothers and sisters, we always tell you have to get in the body. Because you're never going to work out those imperfections just sitting behind the camera and learning the scriptures. Right. No martial artist, you can learn martial arts all you want. But the only way you're going to know if you are a martial artist is if you apply it and you work out with somebody. Right? How many of us that did the YouTube workouts and the big, Taibo, the Zumba? You did the Taibo, the Zumba, you did some workout online, right? That's right. Good. But you didn't really know what it was working out until Elizabeth got on your ass. And you was like, oh, this is really working out. Or you got REI, or you got Don Wall on you, It's like, that's how, brother, we were talking about that yesterday. Brothers love working out by themselves. But when Tahawan gets you working out, you doing squats, you doing bear crawls, you doing all these things, it's like, I don't want to work out no more. Right? Because now you're really applying it. It's different just sitting there learning the knowledge, because it's all good until you put in that damn fire. Then you realize, no, this is real. I'm put in this predicament to where I got to be patient, loving, and respectful to a person that's a little hard, right? That's where Christ is. That's what nobody really wants to deal with. That's why people in the churches, they stay the same. We're not supposed to do that. We're not supposed to do that. You understand? And the righteous will change, and the righteous will work for each other. All right, let's finish this. Let's finish it. I got a lot more. I got to get through this. Go ahead.
1 Timothy chapter 6,
2 minutes. Go ahead.
13.
Uh-huh.
And withal, they learn to be idle, wandering about from house to house.
You're 13. Besides this, they learn to be idle, gadding about from house to house. Go ahead.
And not only idle, but tattlers also, and busybodies.
Right. And they are not merely idle, but also gossipers. See, you see what I'm reading in here? It just rewords it a little bit. It's saying the same thing. It says gossipers and busybodies. Go ahead.
Speaking things which they ought not.
Yeah, you're talking about, how long y'all had sex, and, he tossed you on the roof, and it's like, yeah, with the window to the wall. It's like, bruh, come on, man. Like, I don't need to know all that. You know what I mean? That's between you and your wife. That's between you and your husband. Have some damn discretion, man. Saying, go ahead.
Verse 14.
Uh-huh.
I will therefore that they...
Right. The gossipers big about it. He's saying what they should not say. Saying what they should not say. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 14. I will therefore that the younger woman marry.
Right. So I would have younger women marry. Go ahead.
Bear children.
Go ahead.
Guide the house.
And manage their households. Like, this is what you got to learn. Responsibility. You don't know how to do these things. That's why you want to be in the street. That's why, really, you come in the truth, and then the world is calling you now. Because you really haven't gained resentment for the world. You haven't gained hatred for the world, and for the lies and the falsehood, and to see our people in the malls, and the women tugging their men around like that, and the drugs. The resentment ain't there. That's why Ezekiel 9:4 says, set a mark on the forehead of the men and the women that sigh and cry for all the abominations. This mark is only going to enter into the mind that people that are really fed up. The ones that are comfortable and like, it's not a big deal, you come in here and you sit around and like, I'm fine with it. You go right back out there in the world. What?
That's Lot's wife right there.
That Lot's wife. Perfect.
That's Lot's wife. That's why she got burned up and turned into a pillar of salt. Because she kept looking back. She loved that lifestyle. What were you going to say?
You just entertain them past the demons.
You still love it. You still love it. You crave for it. But you don't know that's going to be your destruction.
Right. The dog will turn it back to his vomit, right?
Go
ahead.
Give none occasion to the adversary to speak reproachfully.
Yeah, it says, and marry, and it says, and manage their households, so as to give that. I'll read it from the top. So I would have younger women, widows marry, bear children, and manage their households, so as to give the adversary no occasion to revile us. See? So when you say you go out there and, are we supposed to do this around people? Yeah, of course. Like, because you give the enemy, the adversary, the nations, and they look at you and be like, oh, you're a believer of Christ? No, you're not. Oh, you're an Israelite? You're a prince of power? No, you're not. You're not. You're still the little hood rat that you were when you got the knowledge, right? Go ahead.
Verse 15. For some are already turned aside for Satan. If any man or woman that believeth have widows, let them relieve them.
Right. Listen. If any believing women have relatives who are really widows, let her assist them. You see what's going on? He's like, listen, you got to be busy. Instead of busybodies, you have to be busy. Right? Go ahead.
And let not the church be charged.
Right. See, because what's going to happen is, he was checking them to the point, it's like, we're going to have problems. We're going to have problems with them. Right? All right. Go to Ecclesiastes 20. (26) verse 9. And just right on this point about being idle.
Ecclesiastes chapter 26 and verse 9.
Right.
The whoredom of a woman may be known in her haughty looks and idleness.
Right. Now, I know all of y'all sisters that been here know haughty, but we got to look up this word haughty again. So we're just going over that wicked woman, what we don't want to be, what the sisters you're supposed to be coming out of. How, you take pride. You take pride in this. You take pride in this haughty look. You take pride in being stubborn and loud and rebellious. Most I don't like that. Go ahead and read that.
Arrogantly superior.
Yeah. A whoredom of a woman may be known in that you see how she walk around. You got them in the mall. They know they're just twerking it. They making it pop from right to left. You see them in the gym. You see the ones trying to push their hips out. It's like they making sure everything just is all around. And you sit there. I sometimes be like, wow. I'd be like, wow. You just got no respect for yourself. You know what I mean? Some of these women out here, they don't got no respect for themselves. Having or showing the insulting attitude of people who think that they are better, smarter, or more important than other people. That's a haughty woman. Right? That's a haughty woman. What else y'all got? Y'all got any other unhaughty? What you got?
Proud and disdainful, lofty and arrogant.
It said what?
Proud and disdainful.
Proud and disdainful. Go ahead.
Lofty and arrogant.
Real arrogant. Real arrogant spirit, man. Listen, if you sisters don't work on these demons now, they're just going to come right back. They're going to come right back and they're going to overthrow you. They'll take you out. That you have to find the truth. You have to find what the Most High is saying. They got to be more real to you than what you think you are. You have to find a way to humble yourself in what the Most High is saying. Because this spirit right here, man, first of all, divides households, divides families. You understand? It destroys your kids. Like, what level do you want to? I mean, some of our people don't even care about how to make them look. Well, look at the things that you is going to do with your nation. You know what I mean? If you can't see it that way, like, look at how you look. Like, how do I look? I'm fine, right? Look at it, what you're doing to the nation, to your people, right? What else you got?
Proceeding from excessive pride.
Yeah, proceeding from what?
Excessive pride.
The whoredom of a woman may be known in her exceeding pride, looks, and eyelids. You understand? Her proudful looks in her eyelids, right? She has no respect for herself. She has no respect for her people around her. She thinks she knows everything. Verse 10.
Verse 10.
Uh-huh.
If thy daughter be shameless.
If your daughter be what?
Shameless.
Yeah, shameless. No shame. You know what I mean? You know you ain't got no panties on. And you know you wearing those tights, those leggings. Right? Shameless. Right? You ain't got no bra on. I see this. Why you gotta be Judah? Why you gotta be Judah? Like Judah, she had a see-through net shirt on. Like who do you think you are, Rihanna? Like you ain't like stretch marks, gunshot wounds, stabs, nice wounds. It's just like, okay, just because you got breasts, but you've been shot 40 times in the stomach, you're not gonna have no shame.
Right.
Like you gotta. I feel I love my people, man. You gotta love Israel. You gotta love them, but they need help. You know what I mean? But where's the help gonna come from? You sisters changing. When they talk with you, you're not the zombie. Well, why do you wear a cover? I don't know, because my husband says so. Well, why are you humble? Really, I'm not humble. I'm just doing this shit because I'm here and I like. You're supposed to be able to say, because the Most High said that you have your head covered. Let me show you. Oh, let me show you right here, sister. Oh, you obey your husband? You're stupid. No, actually, sister, go to Ephesians. The scriptures say, obey your husbands as unto the Lord. Mama, grandma, Oprah, here. It says it right here. It doesn't make me stupid. It makes me more Christ-like. See, but the problem is, a lot of you get here, you read the scriptures, you know it's true, but then you can't prove it, and then when they get you, it's like, you know what? You're in a cult. Why? Because you do this. No. I'll give you somebody to get you the scripture. You should be ready, willing your sword. There's no, yes, a woman can't do this. But you're supposed to be ready and willing to stand for righteousness at any time. You're Hebrew Israelite woman. And that's the problem why people think you're in a cult. Because you can't prove nothing. You understand? You can't show them. So they're like, what? You're a zombie. You're only following man. You don't really believe that. You see that? We have to put a separation from that. Right? And it gets you too. They get you in that moment and make you feel stupid, and you're like, then you forget all the scriptures, right? Because until class next time, no. That's the problem. What?
I got a scripture on that.
Yeah.
1 Peter 3 and 15.
1 Peter 3, verse 15. Go ahead.
But sanctify the Most High in your hearts, and be ready always to give an answer to every man that asketh you a reason of the hope that is in you with meekness and fear.
Yeah. And that's to men and women.
Wow.
Listen, sisters. We're not building docile robots' footstools. It don't mean you're a footstool because you're humble to your husband and because you know how to respect your man and you know how to deal in unity, right? And you have an honorable code about yourself. It don't mean you're a footstool. Because Christ ain't building footstools. He wants that woman to be in one mind, one accord, in a unit with her husband. You understand that? That's what the Most High is building. The reason why you feel like a footstool is because you don't believe this. You don't believe what the difference between a whore and a righteous woman. You understand that? So because this is not in you. That's why a lot of sisters go into that mode. They feel that footstool syndrome, like I feel like I'm weak. Why? Because you're not believing Christ makes you strong. Yeah. I always listen to my ribs. I always listen. If they have something wise to say, okay. You got something wise to say. But what's supposed to be understood is that I have the last say. Give me that. You know what I mean? Give me that. Okay, good idea, but I want to do it this way. You understand? Every corporation, every government, right, has order, structure, and somebody has the last say. You understand? That's just the way it is. Everything you deal with, right? It don't mean that you're less of a person. See, so, once again, I like throwing that out there because it messes with your psyche when they be like, oh, you're a footstool, you're stupid because you're wearing a dress and covering your head, or you're humble. No, you're not. And we're not trying to build that. We're trying to build righteous women that can stand by their husband in unity. That if the world is crumbling down, you ain't arguing with me about which way we need to go. You're with me getting ready to roll. It ain't like, well, why we gonna do this? No, listen, grab your stuff. Well, why we gotta go over there and do that? It's like, you stand here and die. I'm gonna take the kids and go. That's what we're building. See, but the white man have you think because there's a director, now it's disdain for the feminine or for a woman. No, it don't mean that. You understand that? So I want to get that clear because a lot of, when we go over these classes about whores, a lot of sisters feel like, damn, I'm a whore. You were. Now you're coming to be a righteous woman. Guess what? We're all on the same plane. You know why? Because he calls the whole nation. He says you are whores. He calls us whores. Straight out harlots. He says, and I took you back. You were a whore. He said, usually a man will cut off his whore. He said, but I took you back, Israel, playing the harlot. So, putting things in perspective, we're all whores. All right, but tonight we're just talking about that whorish mentality, that whorish mind state. So the whore of a woman may be known in her harlot looks and her eyelids. Go ahead.
Verse 10. If thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly.
Right.
Lest she abuse herself through overmuch liberty.
You see? Now, if you know your mind, if you think you're going to abuse yourself with liberty, right, then you have to understand that you have a problem, man. You have no control, restraint over yourself, right? You're the one that's going to dip into every guy. You got no order, right? Go ahead.
Verse 11. Watch over an impudent eye.
Impudent, what is it? Come on. Quick. We're running out of time. We're actually past time, but I want to finish this last scripture. An impudent eye. For you brothers and sisters online, now's the time. Hit me up if y'all have any questions on the topic, off the topic. Yeah, Sammy, impudent.
Not showing due respect for another person.
Yeah, that's an impudent person. They don't got no respect. You know what I mean? They just rude as hell. You know what I mean? Like we said the other day, you talking in class, you loud as hell. You know what I mean? You're passing notes like you're in third grade. You impudent. What else you got?
Very rude.
What?
Very rude.
Yeah, just rude. What else?
Bold.
What?
Bold.
Huh?
Bold.
Bold.
I know what you're saying. I just want to repeat that. Bold. Go ahead.
Sassy.
What?
Sassy.
Huh?
Sassy.
Yeah, if you didn't know what a wicked woman was, and you thought that was you being independent, no, that's a whore. You're not being independent. You're trash. The Most High don't like that. So stop that. Go ahead. What else?
Shameless.
What?
Shameless.
What is she?
Shameless.
What type of woman is this?
Shameless.
She's what?
Shameless.
Read.
That's it.
Your favorite word?
What?
Presumptuous.
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 Uh-huh.
Forward, disrespectful, insubordinate.
Yeah, she's what?
Insubordinate.
You're disgruntled.
Boy.
You're disgruntled. Go ahead.
Brash.
What?
Brash.
Brash.
Ooh.
Ill
manner.
Yeah, ill manner. You just like, you got no manners about yourself. Like, you just like, wow. And that's when you look at the daughters of Zion. Go to Isaiah 3 real quick. I'm sorry. I'm going to take this one over a little bit because this has to be touched on.
It says confident or aggressive in an unusual.
Brash, confident and aggressive in an unusual, a rude or unpleasant way. Very strong. Yeah, you talking. You know, that's what they told me. Like, you're just a strong woman. He can't handle your strength. No, that's a dyke. You're not strong. You're not independent and righteous. Because there is a righteous woman that stands by her man and stands in righteousness for the Most High. There is the one that is meek, humble, that can speak and know what to say, right? And knows her husband, right? For all you sisters that's married, for the single sisters that knows how to communicate, right? Because even though you're like, well, I don't have to be respectful because I'm single. No, you have to. You know what I mean?
I
Yeah.
know how to talk.
One of the synonyms I just saw says cocky, and that's
Cocky.
the same thing.
Exactly, cocky. Right. Perfect.
Isaiah,
Isaiah 3 and what?
Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 16.
Right. Right. Just talking about this haughty. Go ahead.
Isaiah 3 and 16.
Right.
Moreover, the Lord saith, because the daughters of Zion are haughty.
So this chapter is specifically to the haughty, brash, disrespectful, loud, stubborn, rebellious, weave-wearing, presumptuous,
No man independent.
yeah, no man, independent, Timberland boots, nigga, I don't need you, man. I mean, woman. Right, dildo swinging, what else?
Peace standing up.
Peace standing up,
Lord, stop.
woman. We rarely go into women classes. We have to go into this.
We can get it the same way. Though.
Trust me, they get it. But you know what? If you look at all of our shows, we have a high respect for the sisters. We don't have a high respect for this, though. We don't have a high respect for this type of woman. Why? Because all they're doing is creating little, just like the niggas is creating little goons and goblins and thugs, the women is creating this type of madness, right? So he said, with the daughters of women, the daughters of Zion are what?
Are haughty.
Right?
And walk with stretched forth necks.
They do what?
Walk with stretched forth necks.
They what?
Walk with stretched forth necks.
Why? Because they're cocky as hell. They're cocky as hell, right? Read.
And wanton eyes.
And what?
And wanton eyes.
Everything they see, everything they look at. You understand? Look at our sisters, man. Want everything that's wrong. Go ahead.
Walking and mincing as they go.
Right, because they're about what? The physical. They want to tap into the beauty. They want to tap into the physical appearance, right? Go ahead.
And making a tinkling with their feet.
Right.
Therefore, the Lord will smite with a scab.
He said what?
The Lord will smite with a scab.
Now, we know that the tribe of Judah, what did he do to Judah? He took away their hair. You understand? When he smote them with the scab, because what's the hair? A beauty of a woman, right? It's a shame for a woman to be bald, right? And look like a dude or a little 16-year-old boy. Go ahead.
Therefore, the Lord will smite with a scab the crown of the head.
He will what?
Smite with a scab the crown of the head.
Now, you're reading this, right? What was the curse?
Baldness.
He would chop off the black woman's hair. Now we know Judah didn't hit the hardest. No, but don't think that the other tribes ain't been hit, because a woman's hair was all the way down her back, healthy and flowing like the rivers of Babylon. Yeah, it wasn't that strands. It wasn't strands of, no, it was healthy. So all the tribes have been hit, but the head tribe, oh my God. What happened to them?
They gotta wear a wig.
They gotta wear a wig, God. They gotta go buy hair. They gotta wear, it's sad. I went over this about how do we know who the true Jews are? You know why? The Jewish women, they cut their hair bald and wear wigs on purpose to fit this. Yeah. To try to fit this curse. Well, the black woman ain't got to do that. Your little nappy hair ass just come out. Because why? To Most High to reveal you're stubborn, hard-headed, stiff-necked. So I'm going to take your beauty away from you. What else? Now, what were these type of women?
Haughty.
What type class?
Haughty.
What type women?
Haughty.
Haughty. Go ahead.
Isaiah 3 and verse 17.
Uh-huh.
Therefore the Lord will smite with a scab
Right.
the crown of the head
Right.
of the daughters of Zion.
Right.
And the Lord will discover their secret parts.
He will do what?
Discover their secret parts.
This is a shame. That's why I said they wearing all these clothes and their meat falling out, right? Or not. They're slim and trim and their butts hanging out, right? This is a curse to that haughty woman, man. He said he's going to take that spirit away. That is not going to be in the kingdom of heaven. I don't care what America told you. I can't wait. I can't wait. Because just as much, man, as we're ready, but my sword is ready for Esau's blood, it's that much ready for women that are haughty as hell and prideful, and they have disdain for their man, for the black man. These women, man, they totally left the order. And they spit on their own people, their own nation. You know what I mean? The white man gave them a position, and what do? They look at them, they look at their men, the black men, the Hispanic man, and they're like, nigga, I'm gonna go get me a nice white man.
Right.
I'm gonna get me a nice blue-eyed, blonde-haired white dude. Why? Because he knows how to treat a woman. He can take care of a woman. Black guys, all they do is beat you and make you smoke weed.
Chicken all day.
Read.
Verse 18.
Uh-huh.
In that day, the Lord will take away the bravery.
In that day, he's going to do what?
Take away the bravery.
So you are brave. You tough now. You got your job. You make $50,000 a year. Right? You independent. Right? Have fun. Have fun, because this is your time. Read.
Will take away the bravery of their tinkling ornaments about their feet.
Right. Question.
It says weave isn't okay to wear.
The scriptures say the Most High hates every false way. So I know that the brothers that have that issue, that have a Judite woman, that they tell their women don't put no weave in their hair. You know what I mean? So that's just, we discourage all sisters to put weave in their hair. You know what I mean? That's not you. Wear your hair all natural, man. Throw some coconut oil up in there. Work it up in those roots. Pray to the Most High, face the east, take away that haughty spirit. And I'm not saying for the sister that's asking. I don't want to attack her like that. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that how we want to be. Take away that. You know what I mean? Get that out of there. Now, if your husband says it's okay, I'm Kazaki, I'm not your husband. If your husband wants you, he says it's fine, then it's fine. Once again, there's no thou shalt not wear a weave. You know what I mean? So if your husband, It is false. It is. But then, see, when we go into that, then we can go into that. So we have to be careful. See, that's why I said, husband, your husband. We have to be careful. Every false way, well then, don't do your eyebrows. Don't do no makeup. Those heels, you know you ain't 6'4". You know what I mean? That makes you look too, you're being fake.
Don't shave.
Yeah.
Bam.
Don't shave. You know what I mean? So we got to be careful with that. You know, every false way. The Most High, those are like things that, the obvious is the obvious. You know, trying to get fake breasts, destroy your body. Most High don't want that. You know what I mean? What did Tip's wife do? Made her eyes blue, like permanently. Like, why would you want to be a white? Come on now, stop that. If your eyes ain't, well, I'm not gonna say white girls the only one, or white people are the only one that got blue eyes. My son came out, he had green eyes. I was like, who the hell shows this? But apparently down back in my family, they got hazel eyes. You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna just say all white people got blue eyes and hazel eyes. Yeah. My kids here, they got like brown, goldish hair. Yeah. Like I was like, who the hell is it? But then my hair is gold like that too, you know, in the sun, somewhat. You know, so I mean, but at the same time, does the Most High want you to distort your body? You know what I mean? No, he doesn't. Yes, the weaves are false. He hates every false way. That's what the scriptures say. That's what we promote. We don't want none of you sisters wearing that stuff. But then if a brother says, if a husband says, because I want my ribs hair goes right here, her hair's like your hair. That's up to you, bro. You know what I mean? So it's a thin line, and there's an argument that's been, I'm sure you go with other camp, this camp might say, you know what, none of that. You know what I mean? But they ribs wear makeup. You know what I mean? So those are discrepancies that brothers try to make like, oh, we got it right. No, you don't, brother. We're getting it right. We're rehearsing the righteous act. You know, and we will all get it. But if they be like, yeah, brother, we don't let, bro. See, that's why they off over there. Yeah, but you let your rib wear makeup. You know what I mean? We can go tit for tat on it. Trust me, all day. I mean, we've done this. So we try to refrain from the obvious things. If you know the pounds of makeup, your eyelashes are this long. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You got purple hair. You know what I mean? You know, you got some sisters like that too. Like these eyelashes, like how? I never knew about eyelashes until I realized, oh, those real? They're fake. You know what I mean? So, you know, all that. It's not saying you can't take care of yourself, you can't look good. So, you know, yes, we do let sisters moderate with the makeup. You know, I personally don't like none. You know, you don't have to wear it, don't wear it. You know, you wear the little eyeliner, fine. But that's me. Your husband might say, it's fine for this, it's fine for that. I'm not your husband, right? So that's what we have. That's where the line is drawn when we understand this. Now, these spiritual things is all across the board, right? See, nobody can say, well, I want my rib to be loud. Then you're being wicked as hell. Because the Most High is saying he wants them not to be, right? Right. Brother, you can't tell me I want my rib to be bold and rash and disobedient. I like them disobedient. I like it when she get loud with me. It turns me on. You're out of your mind. Right. I don't know what brother would say that. But some brothers are like that in the world. Like, I like when she dresses like that. Mm-hmm. I mean, it turns me on that other men look. Okay, Mr. Orgy guy, but the scriptures don't like that, right? The Most High doesn't like that. Okay, let's finish this up.
Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 18.
Uh-huh.
In that day, the Lord will take away the bravery of their tinkling ornaments on their feet,
right,
and their calls and their round tires.
All these things that you beautified yourself with through the carnal. Most High said He's going to take that away from you. Now is the time you're supposed to be putting your pride in the will, in the service, and being like the Most High ones, right? Right, sisters? Okay, go ahead.
Verse 19.
Uh-huh.
The chains and the bracelets and the mufflers.
Right.
The bonnets and the ornaments of the legs.
Right.
And the headbands and the tablets and the earrings.
Right. So we wear all these things. So let's get it right. You wear headbands? Did you wear earrings? Did you wear nose juice? Yes, you did. We didn't wear tongue rings. We didn't wear nipple rings and clip piercings. We didn't do that. We wore nose rings. How do we know? Because it said it. It didn't say tongue rings. It didn't say you could do earrings. You know what I mean?
So I didn't have to take my nose ring out.
No, you don't have to. Nose rings. It says it in here. I had a nose ring. Yeah, she got a nose ring. Nose rings is fine. You know what I mean? So these are the customs that we had, but he's saying that what the problem was, Israel was taking it. The women were more flamboyant carnally. That's why it comes back in Ephesians, Timothy's. It says that a chaste woman is not supposed to be with braided hair, you know, and not the things of the flesh. We can find that one real quick though. Go ahead.
The bonnet, verse 20. The bonnets and the ornaments of the legs.
Right.
And the headbands and the tablets and the earrings.
Go ahead.
The rings and nose jewels.
Right. You see that? The rings and nose jewels. We wore that. We wore rings. Go ahead.
The changeable suits of apparel.
Yeah.
And the mantles. Yeah. And the wimples.
Yeah. So women, she could beautify themselves. We weren't just walking around like bums. You know what I mean? We had it. You know, when we are in our glory, we're going to have it. You're going to have jewels and diamonds and all that. But the thing is that we in the kingdom are going to know that these diamonds and jewels don't make us up. Like now, today in this age, you know what I mean? That's all they're about. They're more about that than the spiritual. Go ahead.
And the crisping pins,
Uh-huh.
the glasses, and the fine linen, and the hoods, and the veils.
Right.
Verse 24.
Uh-huh.
And it shall come to pass that instead of a sweet smell, there shall be stink.
Stop. That's what the haughty women got. You pull down your pants instead of a sweet smell. What?
There shall be stink.
There should be what?
Stink.
That's what he said. Why is that in the Bible? Why is that in the Bible? I want y'all to answer that, sisters. Why is that in the Bible? Because he knew you were going to be haughty as hell. So what did he do? He put that, the Most High put that there to show you, you stink. Like you done slept with how many guys and you got pride? You walking around like you don't stink? Like you have no you have no humility. You're shameless. He said he's going to take away that spirit. He's going to take away that haughty. That's why he put that there. Instead of a sweet smell, stink. Right? So you got to get these women and you got to go ahead and baptize them. Get the oils, frankincense and myrrh. Make them or put them in oils for 7 to 8 months. I'm just kidding. I'm old. I mean, if that's what your man wants. Go ahead.
And it shall come to pass that instead of a sweet smell, there shall be stink.
Go ahead.
And instead of a girdle, a rent.
Instead of what?
A girdle, a rent.
So what does a girdle do?
Holes in you.
Right.
Protect your guts.
But if the girdle is bursting out, what happens? If the girdle is rent, if it's broke, what is happening? I'm trying to see if y'all see it before I give it away. What? You're overweight. You're overweight. If the girdle is broke, you're overweight. Being heavy is a curse. Being overweight is a curse. You understand? So stop taking pride in that. You understand? That's the curse the Most High. He said your hair, your smell, and you were going to be overweight. You think that we had that in the kingdom? You understand? Now, if you ain't overweight, do you have that haughty spirit on you still? So the little slim little women don't think, oh, that don't apply to me. Your head is fat. Go ahead.
And instead of well set hair baldness,
instead of well set hair, baldness. Baldness. You understand? This is what he said he was going to do to the haughty women of Zion. This is a curse, man. It's a curse, but he's trying to check your pride and say, look at you. You know what I mean? You're haughty as hell, and look at what you're taking pride in. Go ahead.
and instead of stomach, what is that? S-T-O.
A stomacher?
Instead of stomacher and girding of sackcloth, a burning instead of beauty.
A what?
A burning instead of beauty.
A what?
A burning instead of beauty.
Are you burning? You understand? That's the curse. Watch what you stick your pee-pee in. You understand? Brothers, he checked them. The Most High checked these women. That's why he said there's no reason to be haughty. Go back to Ecclesiastes 26 and 9, 26 and 11.
Ecclesiastes chapter 26 and verse 11.
Right.
Watch over an impudent eye.
Right.
And marvel not if she trespass against thee.
You gotta kind of just know. Okay, she didn't respect you. She didn't respect the knowledge. She didn't respect the truth. She was combative all the time. She didn't want to see it the way the wisdom was given to her. Why are you tripping that she went with Julio? She'll be with Julio for a while, and then she'll go to the next guy. Marvel not if she trespass against you. Why? What did you expect?
Come.
Right? You got an impudent, haughty woman. Now you're going to cry that she's gone or that she bounced to the next dude? Right? Go ahead.
Verse 12.
Uh-huh.
She will open her mouth.
She will what?
Open her mouth.
She will give top. Go ahead.
As a thirsty
To
traveler.
any person. She'll squirt anything in her mouth. Read it again. I'm adding, right? Read it again. Let's get the
Ecclesiastes
watch.
26 and verse 12.
Let's read.
She will open her mouth.
She will what?
Open her mouth.
Read.
As a thirsty traveler.
Uh-huh.
When he has found a fountain.
Yeah. What do you think she's talking about? He's exquisitely putting that the holy women, will let anything go in their mouth. Out of the Bible. The Most High is not playing with you women, man. He's not playing with that spirit. He's not playing with that impudent spirit. And eventually, what would that impudent woman do? She'll go right back, and next you know, she'll be doing what she did to her husband to the next guy. And with no shame. That's why. Go ahead.
She will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler when he has found a fountain.
Right.
And drink of every water near her.
Right.
By every hedge will she sit down.
Stop. It's just poetry. It's just put so. By every hedge will she sit down. What do you think that means? She would sit on any pipe that comes her way. Any hedge. Why? Because she's impudent. Why are you tripping? Why are you tripping about? You can't. How they say you can't turn a hoe into a housewife. That's why you have to ask yourself: is that what you want to be? Is that what you want to be all your life? And then you raise your daughter to be that? Right? Go to Ecclesiastes 25 verse 26 verse 25. Ecclesiastes 26 verse 25.
Ecclesiastes chapter 26 and 25.
Look up shameless. Go ahead.
A shameless woman shall be counted as a dog.
A what?
A shameless woman shall be counted as a dog.
What's a female dog?
A bitch. Oh, excuse me.
That was a rhetorical question.
I'm sorry.
A shameless woman shall be counted as a what?
A dog.
Why? Because she will sit on any quiver. She's really a dog. She'll let anything blaze in her mouth and then say, yes, Lord.
Dang.
When you go back in Proverbs, it says she eateth and wipeth her mouth and saith, I have done nothing. Huh? Right, exactly. Read it again.
Ecclesiastes chapter 26 and verse 25.
Right?
A shameless woman shall be counted as a dog.
Is this not clear how the Most High feels about this type of woman? An impudent, haughty, stubborn, loud, rebellious woman? See, then we'll go next class, we'll go over what a real woman is. What a real woman is in Christ and the Most High's eyes. What He's creating. Now, this is funny because you should already know this is all. Come on, man. Y'all know this ain't right. Y'all know our women in the world ain't right. That they mind ain't right. How they dress, how they deal, how they think. The thing is that you don't realize you're that when you're loud as hell with your husband. You don't realize you're that when you're impudent and stubborn with your husband. You don't realize that you're being that same type of individual. What you got for shameless, and that'll be it after that. Shameless. Sammy, go ahead.
Bare-faced.
Yeah. She's sitting over there with her bare face, hanging out, shameless. Go ahead. Overt. Uh-huh. Brazen. Audacious.
Undisguised.
What?
Undisguised.
Yeah, she's the one that sit there like,
I ain't got no mask on. I want you to know it.
she'll fight a dude. Like, I like to see those though. Well, you know what I mean? When they try to fight a dude on YouTube, oh girl, I see one, she tried to fight a dude, man. She looked like a doll. Now, wait, hold on. Let me stop. We are not promoting beating women. Let me just say that. What I'm saying is this, that she gets what she deserves when you try to fight a man. You understand? You can't fight no man. You understand? Unless it's a half man, half woman tranny that changes itself to me. Maybe then you can fight that guy. But the woman, the Most High, this is a shameless woman. You know what I mean? But we're not promoting. We're against a man beating this woman. Yeah.
Shameless. Flagrant, brazen, brash, outrageous.
What?
Outrageous, immodest, unashamed.
Right, unashamed. Go ahead.
Unrepentant.
Ooh. We went over that. I went over a whole class on shameless, and we went showing that this woman is unrepentant. That really, she knows she's off, but you know what? I'm not going to change that. Unrepentant. What?
Transparent.
Okay.
Unconcealed.
Right. Basically, barefaced. She's barefaced, all in your mouth, right? Okay. So, I mean, did you have any questions on that? Sisters, brothers, on what we went over? I mean, y'all have the full, well, not the full, there's a lot more scriptures too. But y'all had a lot of scriptures on that. Y'all got a lot of scriptures on this topic. Yeah.
It says insensible to disgrace. Insensible to disgrace.
Like,
So
yeah.
I looked up insensible. It says not able to feel pain,
Yeah.
emotion,
Yeah.
etc.
Yeah, it's like, listen, you're being imputed. I guess I'm just wicked. I guess I'm off. Shameless. Shameless. Brothers is rethinking their life now. They like, wait a minute, that's what my rib said. All right. So, what was the question online that they had?
The Sabbath time.
What about Sabbath class?
How do we know that we are following the correct day if we fix the Sabbath to Friday and Saturday? The scriptures say the new moon dictated the month, right?
Right, the new moon dictated the month. We went over this question like a few classes ago, but go.
He was asking which one he watched.
I forgot, but we went over the same question. You
He said
did?
he already watched it, but he didn't.
You didn't see it? You didn't see it? Well, anyway, go to Daniel 7:25 real quick. And this is the point. This is what Israel has to understand.
Daniel chapter 7 and 25.
Before we go there, go to, what is it? Is it Chronicles? Rehearsal writing? Oh no, Judges. Go to Judges.
Judges chapter 5 and verse 11.
Go to Judges 5, verse 11.
Judges 5.
I'm messing with you. Go ahead, read.
Judges chapter 5 and 11.
Uh-huh.
They that are delivered from the noise of archers.
Now, this is the symbolics of us being delivered. The noise of archers is the destruction. We are going to be delivered from the noise of the archers. Okay, go ahead.
In the places of drowning water.
The place of drawn waters is here in America. This is where you would draw the knowledge from. Go ahead.
They shall rehearse the righteous acts.
They shall what?
Rehearse.
What are we doing?
Rehearse.
What are we trying to get right?
Rehearse.
We're trying to get this rehearsal right now. We're rehearsing for the main act. Because everything, we're not perfect. We're not perfect. With the laws, spiritually, we're not perfect. That's why he said that we had to be changed in the twinkling of an eye. If we were going to be perfect in the law, in righteousness and holy, then why would we need to be changed? So we're striving for perfection. And we're rehearsing it now. Right? So read where you're at.
1 Corinthians chapter 13 and verse 9.
Uh-huh.
For we know in part, and we prophesy in part.
Yeah, so we don't have everything. We have a lot. We have a lot, right? Like, the high heels, right? Or the makeup, right? We know that when Christ come back, he's gonna say, listen, don't do that. You understand? He's gonna say, no, put that away. We know in part, we prophesy in part. What we're trying to do is rehearse. We know that the white man has changed everything. And we can go by the new moon, but when's the first moon? When was the first moon? Right?
Right.
So we can go by the new moon and on the Sabbath. That's fine. And brothers do that. Brothers do that. You know, my problem is when brothers act like because other brothers ain't online with their moon is like they're off. Like we're trying. Every camp, every brother's trying. Every sister's trying. And we have to keep trying to perfect ourselves, yes. And if a brother comes and be like, well, this moon and this day, okay, well, let's look at that. Let's get that. Let's get it right. And that's what we're supposed to be trying to do. But we have to understand we're still rehearsing. You're not going to be perfect. You get the new moon right, you got something in your mind negative about that brother or sister. You don't got that right. Right? And that's what he's looking at. You can follow the law to the T. But you have hatred to for your brother, you're breaking the greatest commandment. Right? So we have to get that right. So as we're perfecting, we have to know the white man changed everything. And he changed. Go there, Daniel 7:25. Read it.
Daniel chapter 7 and 25.
Uh-huh.
And he shall speak great words against the Most High.
Right.
And shall wear out the saints of the Most High.
Right. This is talking about the latter kingdom, the latter empire, the wicked kingdom, which we're in, America. Go ahead.
And think to change times.
So this kingdom, this emperor, this king, they did what?
Think to change times.
And that's what they did. Think about it. We're not in tune with the stars and the sun and the moon like we think we are. You want to go to the horoscope or you want to go to what the white man put out. Right? We can only do our best and try to go for what we have. Right? But trust me, a lot of it is off. You understand? So as we're getting the knowledge and you know, whether, you know, it comes to those technicalities, the new moons and things like that, then try your best. Follow the new moon. But as far as the seventh day, the Sabbath, that's what we would think a no-brainer, right? We know according to the white man's calendar, Sunday is the first day of the week. Seventh day, the day to the Most High is from sundown to sun up. So we count those 7 days, the Sabbath, the original weekly Sabbath, the seventh day. Now, yes, you have other Sabbaths, the new moon Sabbaths. So that's another thing we have to understand. You got new moon Sabbath, and you got the Sabbath day, right? We're all trying to get this right. Like I said, I have a problem with brothers that make it seem like they got it right. We're trying. We're rehearsing. We're getting there. And as you get brothers and sisters that make mistakes, we got to get them on the right track and get them there, right? And that way we all move up together, okay? But the main thing we have to understand is this. And I'm hoping I'm answering your question. As far as the Sabbath, it's plain, it's simple. Sunday being the first day of the week, 7 days is from Friday sundown to Saturday sundown, right? So then you have the new moon Sabbath. Start from the beginning, right? But know this, we would really have to start from the beginning new moon to get the new moons on track, right? Or really, you're starting in from the middle of the new moons, right?
Without leap year.
Without leap year, without, you see, so you're doing your best you can, and that's what Christ wants. He wants to see us striving for perfection. Go to the New Testament. Go to Colossians 2, verse 16.
Colossians chapter 2, verse 16.
And this is here in the scripture, so nobody can act like it ain't here, and you're ignoring this. This is here. It says what it says. Go ahead.
Colossians 2 and 16. Let no man therefore judge you in meat.
Yeah, like if you want to eat burgers all your life, I can't judge you because I don't want to eat meat all my life. You know what I mean? We don't supposed to judge each other like that. Yeah.
Okay. I had a guy telling me that because of this scripture that you can eat pork.
See, the problem is that it's talking about in the law. It's always talking about in the law. One thing Taliban says, and I like how he brings it out, pork was not a meat. So they're thinking with an American mind, with Hebrew writing, scriptures. We never thought pork was meat. We never thought pork was food. So what you're talking about don't make sense. The law still stands. That's where you have to go to that with that individual. You understand? This is talking about if you want to be a vegetarian and I don't, or if I want to be a vegetarian and you don't. You understand? That's what it's speaking of. It's always speaking in the law. Or it would disannul Matthew 5:17. Christ said it out of his own mouth. I came not to destroy the law of the prophets. That's where you got to show them. He didn't do away with the law. Romans 6 verse 15. Romans 3 verse 31. Those are my straight to the point. Matthew 5:17, Romans 3:31, and Romans 6 verse 15. He says, do we make void the law through faith? God forbid. You see that? Those are your cuts to say, no, that's not what Paul was saying. He's talking in the law, okay? Go ahead.
Colossians chapter 2, verse 16. Let no man therefore judge you in meat or in drink.
Right, because some people don't want to drink. You know, I talked to somebody out of the street speaking. She said, well, I don't drink one. I said, well, it's lawful. She said, I know, but I just don't drink. You know what I mean? And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, you know, we go to a feast and the brother, I don't want to drink no wine. That's fine. You don't have to drink none, bro. It's cool. We don't supposed to judge men on that. It's really not a big deal. That's not going to save you anyway. I mean, obviously, if you're killing yourself and you have to stop it, you're going to destroy your body, right? But it's your choice to eat meat, to drink. Go ahead.
Or in respect of holidays.
Right. Why is it saying that? Because let's say if you're in another country, right, and you can't get to where these brothers at following the Passover, right? We can't be like, brother, you got to pay that $2,000 to get here to America to celebrate the high holy day with us. They can't make it. So we can't judge them on that. You understand? It's not saying that we just don't follow the laws, because then it go against everything that's there. That's confusion. It's telling us that if this brother can't make it to it, we can't judge him. You know what I mean? We'd be like, okay, bro, well then you guys celebrate this where you're at. You understand? That we can get everybody in our state, right? Because if not, then the brothers in New York are saying, well, listen, why you ain't here with us? Why you ain't here having the Passover with us? Well, brother, we out here in Texas. We out here having this celebrating with brothers in Texas. You see what I'm saying? So we can't judge and be like, because he's not here on our holy day, or because all the camps ain't in one place on the holy day. Christ is going to get that together. Where that confusion is separate and we all come together as one. Right? Go ahead.
Or of the new moon.
Go ahead.
Or of the Sabbath day.
Yeah, there it is. You know, you got brothers on point with the new moons. You know what I mean? And the Sabbath days. And you got people, man, that don't know that yet. We got to get them with it. You know what I mean? We got to get them on it. But we can't. Now, no, because you don't got the new moon perfectly on this day. You know, sometimes it happens like this. The Passover, right? Some brothers go by the Jewish calendar. And their Passover might be a day after our Passover. Right? So, but this is what the Most High is saying. Don't get crazy about that to where now I'm judging this cat, condemning him, because his Passover is not on our Passover day. You know what I mean? See, these are the things that we have to take into mind. Right. Why? Read on.
Verse 17. Which are a shadow of things to come, but the body is of Christ.
Yeah, do you see that? See, these are a shadow of things to come. We're trying. We're doing our best to celebrate the Sabbath. Because the true Sabbath and our servants are going to bring the food and cook and all these things, right? Now we got to get up. You got to work. You got to watch kids. You got to do this. You know what I mean? So you got to do. You you have to do a lot of things you might have to do on the Sabbath. So it's, Christ came back and said, is it lawful to do good on the Sabbath? Yes, it is. Which one of you have an animal in the ditch and you won't get it out? He wasn't just pertaining that to an animal or your car being in a ditch. He was saying it. Some people think that it only pertains to your ox being in a ditch. No, the whole point of that was to show you it's okay to do good on the Sabbath. Not lust, not partying and dancing and drinking yourself into a coma. If you have to watch kids, like the sister asked, she's like, can I watch my kids? Yes. Like, who the hell is going to watch a 3-year-old? Like, think about it. Like, you got a newborn. I can't do nothing. This is Sabbath. Brothers are so carnal as hell. You got some brothers that think they're like, what you doing? Nothing. Why? Saturday.
I'm in Michael Jackson bump.
Yeah, like, what are you doing? What Christ said. He said, my Father works on the Sabbath, so do I. We're working on the Sabbath, teaching. You see what I'm saying? So, this Sabbath thing and this law thing, a lot of brothers, a lot of camps got it twisted. And a lot of people feel like because you're good at this, and you're bad at all this other stuff, that justifies you. We're bad at it all. We're trying to get better. So as much as you're fighting for the law, fight for the spiritual. You're going to get some things wrong, correct it, keep moving, try to move forward. So, but don't think what I'm saying is a scapegoat. I'm giving you the balance. You understand? So you don't go extreme in one way and think you're good at that, and then in this other way you're off. I'm not giving you no scapegoat. Follow the law, the laws of life. As you fall short, get back up, do it right. Strive for perfection. That's the point of that. Judge no man in the new moons and the Sabbath. You know what I mean? Don't go crazy over it. Try to get it better. You know, if you got a calendar or a moon calendar, try to follow it the best way you can, what you get. And the Most High is going to honor that, right? So hopefully I answered that question. Anybody got any other questions? Nothing? I know I went over late, but it had to do this one time. I broke my rule, but I had to do it this one time. Okay? Because I didn't want to do a 2-part class on this. It's not needed. Nothing. No questions. Anything? Okay. All right, brothers and sisters, we thank y'all for tuning in. Listen, I sent out a text today. The brother Lakaman got a mobile home. And he got the mobile home for himself / the camp to travel, to our fairs to raise money for the school or to teach in other states where we don't have to, be bound to other people helping us and living with other people, which that's good too, but at the same time, sometimes it's best for you to have all that locked down. That way new people don't have to be burdened and put in that situation. So, but it's down. It needs a tune-up. It needs some work done to it.
A little bit.
Whatever y'all want to donate to help that out, to help us get that travel going, we would appreciate it. Tithes, alms, whatever y'all want to give, we appreciate that. We want to thank all for y'all online watching us. We appreciate y'all, the brothers and sisters, all your positivity. Thank you. All you niggas that hate, thank you for staying away from us, because we hate. You know what I mean? If you don't like us, we love you. You know what I mean? You're going to get that worked out in you. Otherwise, is that it?
Brother just said thank you.
Oh, it's all good, brother. It's all good. Hopefully I brought some balance to what you're asking. I think a lot of Israel is one-sided on these scriptures, man. You know what I mean? We go one way on them, you know what I mean? But we have to make sure we hit both sides. So with that, everybody say shalom to them online, and we'll close that out. Shalom. Okay. So nobody has anything.